Hello and welcome to our test run of the first Expanse RPG. Two of our players are not quite here yet. One of them is away and the other one will be back. May be here a little bit later. But those of you guys are watching this is a pre-recorded show that I put together to kind of as like an episode 0 to get some of these guys walk through. So if you see some jump cuts or any kind of transitions, that's because I went in and cut out some things so that we can flow a little bit better to get the story going. Welcome. So welcome to the first, again, Expanse RPG. I think the tentative title of this is going to be Space Dice is the name of this series. The Spice Must Roll. I thought it was pretty good. Chat suggested it. I was like, yes, the spice must roll. That may actually end up being the title of the show. Just the spice must roll.
I remember that. I remember that the other night in your chat, actually. Yeah. I was like laughing.
Wow.
Because I suggested something like, what was my suggestion? Like the gator's jaw?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I just thought it sounded cool at the time.
For those, so the idea is that we're going to start with the Expanse, and we'll move on. We'll do a season of this, and if the players want to do another setup, the Star Trek RPG, Star Wars, any of the independent RPGs like Starfinder, and there's always the one that Buster plays, and I don't remember what the name of it is.
Stars Without Number.
Stars Without Number. I think that was even Kickstarted. I remember seeing it on Kickstarter at one point, so it may have also been. But it's been apparently it's really good. You're not the only person who's suggested that to me. A lot of people have been like, you should try Stars Without Number. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
So, but before we get started, let's introduce everybody here, and I'll probably have eventually some. But when we go live as well, we're hoping to do more kind of multi-stream stuff, so you guys will be able to see each individual characters and each of these people's wonderful broadcasts and such. So we'll start with the top of the order there. Mark. Who is Mark? Not necessarily like who is Mark, but who's Mark's player?
Hi, I'm Dr. Drones, and typically stream Star Citizen on Twitch, and yeah, that's me.
Awesome. And you're playing Mark, right? Anything you want the people at home to know about Mark?
Let them find out as the story unfolds.
Okay. Next we have Sloan. Who is Sloan's player?
I am Buster the Destroyer. I'm also a Star Citizen streamer here on Twitch, and I am a very experienced role player. I play a lot of games right now, so.
Awesome. Anything you want the people at home to know about Sloan? I don't even know. I got to get to know her a little bit today. So just expect some fun. I hope expect at least. I'll try to make her fun. Yeah. Okay. And last but not least, we have Lennox. Who is Lennox player?
I'm HP Braincase. Unlike the other two, I'm not specifically a Star Citizen streamer here on Twitch. I'm a space and survival flavored variety streamer, and like Buster, I have a lot of role-playing game experience, well over a decade of playing tabletop RPGs.
And the other two who are missing right now is Meyer, who is he does Star Citizen, but he does a lot of variety and virtual reality games. And he is currently at EGX in London, so he is not here with us today. And then the other player is Haven Kendrick. He is not here right now. He may join us a little bit later. Both of them are voice actors, variety casters, and we'll have them here a little bit later. So hopefully get started. So to get anyone started who may have not know the Expanse RPG or the Expanse series, it takes place only a couple hundred years from now. Where humanity has developed fusion drives and the means to spread out to the entire solar system. Not quite outside of the solar system yet, but the entire solar system is more or less got some station or colony somewhere on it. There are three major factions in this universe. There is the UN, which is controlled from Earth. They control Earth and the Moon, and they're probably the most powerful in terms of just sheer amount of influence they have in the system. Then you have the Martian Congressional Republic, who controls Mars, the moons of Mars, and several of the moons. They're not as powerful as the UN, but they have much more technologically advanced ships, and they have more technological advancements in general. They're kind of been a multi-generational push to get Mars, to terraform Mars into a livable, breathable planet. But they also have been in a Cold War with Earth for hundreds of years. So for generations, Earth and Mars have kind of battled it out, secretly and not so secretly. The last faction, the kind of faction caught between both sides, is the Outer Planets Alliance, which is a group of rebels, terrorists, thugs, just random groups from all these different outer planets, the moons of Jupiter and Saturn, the asteroid belt. They're also kind of known as the Belters. They're a hodgepodge mix of different cultures. They've been used as labor to help mine the asteroids, help mine the rings of Saturn, and settle the outer worlds by both Earth and Mars. So they've got they're kind of a little bit of a wild card in all of this. For those of you who do know the Expanse RPG is set up to start right after the Eros incident, at the end of book 1, start of book 2. And for those of you who are watching the television series, it's at the end of season 2, episode 5, I believe, and right at the beginning of season 2, episode 6. So right after Eros has fallen into Venus, and right before the incidents on Ganymede. So, following along, that's where we're starting. And to get started, I'm kind of gave these guys already backgrounds for it, but I'll let you guys know. Each of these individual characters has gotten a letter, a kind of a message from a man calling himself Benji, who works for a company called the Culpepper Corporation. And they have all been asked to come to Ceres to speak with Benji. And when we open the scene, we have Mark, Bone, and Lennox all are filed into this small, dingy-looking kind of reception hall. There's you guys are all seated, waiting to be called in. There's a small, very old Belter woman who's at the front desk. She's got very long nails, and she's like clicking them against the desk. As she's kind of like flipping through her terminal and looking at the terminal. Every time you look up, she's just like, "He will see you soon," and just goes back to like flicking around, doing stuff. And after maybe about an hour of waiting, this very tall, very well-dressed tie, suit, he's got a hat on. He looks very formal. Belter, but he looks very Belter. He's got the very gaunt features. He's very tall. He walks in and says, "Oh, my friends, come with me, and kind of gestures for you to kind of walk back into the back room with him.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm definitely mumbling something about how I'm not a friend. Just here for a job.
I'm pretty quiet. Yeah.
So I've never seen this guy before in my life, right?
Yeah, you've never seen him before.
But I've been asked to come find him. He didn't confirm that he's Benji, so I'm gonna ask him. Are you Benji?
Oh, excuse me. Yes. Excuse me about this. Sista. My name is Benji. I work for the Culpepper Corporation. I sent the letters to you to come here to me, to Ceres, so we can talk business. Sasa?
Yeah, she just nods because he at least confirmed his identity.
Now, come with me. We must talk business in the background. Martha, can you call my calls? And Martha looks up at him and goes, "What calls?" "Exactly. Follow with me. Come with me." She goes back to doing her little phone, her thing on playing stuff on, just like playing a game on her hand terminal. Just incredibly bored.
Asteroid Crush.
Yeah. little flashy animations going on. It looks something like that. As you guys follow Benji in to the back room, you find it kind of like the door opens into just a office. There's some pictures of ships, some pictures of like Earth, and there's no real identification markers about Culpepper or anything. There's some sculptures in the room. There's a couple plants in the room. They kind of have really prominent positions. The plants do. They're like right behind his desk, and they're big and bushy. And for those of you guys who know Belters, you'll know that like plants and like oxygen and those kind of things are part of their culture. So he's intentionally putting his plants behind him to make himself look more rich, as it were. So he can have some more. Like he can spend the money to have living plants that can help him filter out his oxygen in his office. So he walks back and he takes a seat in his chair. It looks like it was salvaged from like an old freighter or something. That's like a big plush kind of captain's chair. He kind of swirls around, but he goes, "Take a seat. We have much business to discuss."
On my way to a seat, I brush my fingers across the bottom of one of the pictures of Earth. Because it's been a while since Lennox was back on
Earth.
the planet side.
Just casually sit down.
I just plop into the chair.
Yeah, same. Just go ahead and sit down.
Goes, "All right. Well, let's get down to straight business. My name is Benji. I represent the Culpepper Corporation. I've asked you because you all have talents, unique, some not so unique, but talents I need, and my bosses need to get things done. We solve problems at the Culpepper Corporation, and our clientele is diverse. So we needed people who are good at handling diverse problems. So you and at least two others who have yet to arrive, I have called you here to offer you a job. Long-term contract, 5 years at least. We will supply you with everything you need to get from place to place. And you are free to take other jobs that show up, obviously. But our jobs take priority in these matters. Does this sound good? Any questions?
What's the pay like?
A standard salary. We will pay you all in one chunk, and you can choose to split it up as you like. At least 50 to 100,000 script Martian a month for the ship, for your whole crew. Plus any bonuses, anything you can find along the way is yours, kind of thing.
Hazard pay?
Yeah, if we ask you to do something really dangerous, yes. Of course, you'll have to write reports to tell us if something happens, justify your hazard pay if something happens. Mostly, we don't hope you get into hazardous situations. It's not our job.
Are we contractors or employees?
Contractors. You will be an independent contractor under me. We don't really hire employees. I am, I think, the only employee. I speak to the board frequently. Don't know their names, but I do speak to the board frequently. Even Martha out there, she's a temp.
Never would have.
I kind of look at the other two because at this point my character's like, if he's the only one and he doesn't even know the board, like she's just thinking, this seems shady. But she's just gonna kind of let him talk.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, what would the first contract be, should we accept?
That's being worked out right now, but it has to do with the outer planets. One of the moons of Jupiter or Saturn, I believe. I've been getting in correspondence from the board about some of their clients having issues, and we want to make sure that your first job is not the one that you're going to be underwater in. We want to make sure you kind of get to know each other a little bit, get to know the ship and all that kind of stuff. Oh, yeah, I forgot. There's a ship.
Okay. You want to tell us a little more about that?
It's named Helena. It's in the docks. We got it 3 months ago. She needs work, but she's a solid ship.
The work that needs to be done, you guys are covering the repairs on that?
Oh, yes. And he kind of like pulls open a drawer and kind of fumbles back and pulls out like a small scrap of paper and like slips it on the desk and goes, any of these vendors we can support. You know, I may know a few people in the government who might be able to help you. Anderson Dawes, he's a friend of the corporation. He might be able to help you as well.
I reach over and pick up the script or the paper and take a look at it.
All right, he has a list of these shops. There's I believe there are 6. On the piece of paper, you see a list of Loda Salvage and Scrap, Ishkev's Concern, Ganymede Mills, Anvar Electronica, Luna Space Defense Systems, and Gutkoyo Goods.
Can any of them have any kind of reputation we'd know?
Roll me a...
If I can make a current affairs check to see if I know who this Anderson Dawes he's talking about is.
Yes. Feel free to roll a current affairs.
So, probably not.
It's pretty easy. Anderson Dawes is the de facto governor. He's pretty popular in the belt. You would have known him through your security measures and that kind of stuff. When Earth pulled out of Ceres at the end of the Eros incident, he became the de facto governor of the city, of the station. So he's been pretty well known as been an OPA revolutionary and OPA political member for a very long time. So you would have heard about him.
Gotcha.
For the rest of you guys, you're trying to see if there's any heard about any of these.
Yeah, just if any of them, like, you know, if I would have seen an advertisement for them, if I would have even recognized any of the names.
Right. Give me a intelligence business check. So under your character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I was about to say, I don't see
you don't have
businesses.
to focus in this.
No.
You can do click on the
Intel?
oh yeah, click on the intel. And
Gotcha.
there we go. Yeah, you would have heard about a few of these groups. We've heard about Iskev's Concern, Ganymede Mills, LSDS. So have you, by the way, Lennox, because it's a corporation that was pretty big on Luna when you were working there. It's essentially they're like a government contractor that makes weapons for space defense platforms and like railgun rounds, torpedoes, armor, that kind of stuff. You would have known them from your time in the military, Mark. You'd have heard of the LSDS. That's just one of those corporations that makes everything. Think of it kind of like Boeing or
Yeah.
It's
Cool.
Everyone knows about it. Eastcliff Concern, you would have also heard about it because they make small arms. A lot of the small arms that end up in the belt come from Eastcliffs. Ganymede Mills is just the #1 supplier of food to the belt, headquartered out of Ganymede.
Gotcha.
Lennox, are you doing the same thing?
Yeah, just the same thing. I probably have a very similar level of knowledge because I got it.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Kind of, you guys. Do you want to do anything, Sloan?
Yeah, I definitely, because like I already had the thought that this guy's shady. I want to do some kind of perception check, kind of like maybe if there's anything about the room that like, or anything about him that I noticed that could be interesting.
Do you have perception, intuition?
No.
I do.
Do you have, if you just want to look around the room, it'd be perception seeing. Do you have perception seeing?
No, I just have it straight, you know.
Just do perception check then.
I perceived, I think.
You perceive the world. This place looks like it's not well maintained, nor is it used very well. As you look closely to like the like on the around the edges of where these pictures are, there's dust covering the top. And in fact, if you look around, you'll see that this place doesn't look like it's used very often.
Yeah, and then I noticed that like she said what calls earlier. So I'm getting this is not his usual offer. This is like, I don't know. She has theories. I have theories.
Okay.
Could I make a perception intuition check to see if I feel like he's being straight with us?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, as far as you can tell, he's being fairly straight. He seems very relaxed. This is typical business for him. He does seem like he's a little uncomfortable because it feels like every time he kind of shifts around in the chair a little bit, it's more, for you it seems like he's not used to sitting in the chair. And it's obviously not built for him either, because it's like his head is like way above the back of the chair. Like the chair ends about like his like lower back. It's like one of those like really small office chairs to him. To you, it would have been like perfect, but for him, this dude is like huge.
Right, because he's a builder. Yeah. All right.
Any other questions? I can tell you that the Helena is in the docks. She's in dry dock right now because she is definitely not spaceworthy. Well, the man I bought her from said that she was a good ship, but she's not so good against asteroids. Just say that. So.
Did you ask him why he flew it into an asteroid?
I don't think he had an option.
Fair enough.
There's nothing else. I can let you go. You should meet each other as well. You will be working a very long time together. And they say about ship crew, they like family. So.
Speaking of things we should check out, I'd like to see the ship.
Sure, come with me. And he steps up and kind of stretches and walks back outside. You guys follow him. He says, "Helen, hold my calls. Again, I know, no calls, but if anyone calls, I am on the docks." And she goes, "Sasa." He goes back to the plane. You guys walk out of his office, which is on the the Medina, which is kind of the main hub of commerce in Ceres. Lots of like pure like rock built, like they dug out of the rock and then put a station there, like put a business there. There's a lot of like exposed rock along the walls as you guys are walking. Lots of like hanging electric lights. Lots of flashing lights, and like a couple of casinos are there, and there's lots of places that are not so shady. This is where you'd find places like the brothels and the less than reputable types hang out in these regions. But he takes you through. It's fairly standard. I mean, ever since the OPA took over, it looks a little more rough. Like there's a lot more like just like OPA banners everywhere. And like the people who are guarding it, like Lennox, you would you'd recognize them as security officer uniforms, but they don't look like security officers. They got like gang tats on their face and like around their neck. They got OPA everywhere, but they're dressed in like officer uniforms, like some kind of officer uniforms. Looks like possibly former Star Helix kind of officer uniforms.
Not too surprising, since an OPA radical is the governor of the station right now.
Yeah.
Lennox is just very aware that his sidearm is tucked into his shoulder holster.
Yeah. No, everyone, like, you get a couple of glances, Lennox. The Sloan and Mark, you guys don't really, but people are very aware that you're an Earther when you're walking through. You don't get any kind of bad talk. No one approaches you or anything like that, especially since like you're being led by an obvious belter as you're going through the docks. But you go into the tram station. It's kind of crowded. It's, middle of the day. Lots of people going place to place to do stuff. Takes you about, let's say, 20-30 minutes to get from the tram station to the docks. Get out. A lot of people in jumpsuits. Some people in EVA suits. Looks like they're just like getting back from EVA work. Lots of equipment, supplies, all scattered around the docks. Big kind of windows you can see like into the docks to see all of the different ships that are there. Transports, some small gunships, some large ice haulers coming in to keep the station alive. Finally, he walks up to a berth. It says 39A on it, and he goes, "This is Helena," and he kind of points you, kind of like gestures for it. You can't really see any of the ship from kind of into the windows, but you do see the berth for it. And he gives you guys he walks up to the ship and kind of hits the button and says, "Can I get access to Marcus Finch, Linux Cassidy, and Sloan Maddox?" And the ship goes, and that's all it does. And walks back and says, "If you need any help, I am going to be in the office. I'll be there all day. Don't piss off any belters. Probably a good idea." And then walks out.
All right. Well, I'm going to start walking around and just looking at the exterior and see how badly damaged this thing looks.
You can't really see the exterior. If you're going to go to the exterior, you'd have to go in an EVA suit and go out and inspect the outside.
Is that an option here?
Yeah.
Then yeah.
Okay.
Want to look at it physically.
Do you want to get your EVA suit, or do you want to use one of the ones they have on hand?
Mine.
Okay. So you'll go back and grab your EVA suit, come back to the docks. You're not too far away from where you were staying. Okay. And then you go out into the airlock and kind of go out to inspect the ship. It's low G, but it's seems like it's in like there seems to be some atmospheric pressure inside there, but probably not enough to survive.
Gotcha.
It just so that you don't like destroy the shit, like the parts that are more sensitive aren't going to get as damaged as they can be in the hard vacuum.
Sure.
So give me a engineering check.
It'd be just intelligence for me. I don't have engineering spec.
Go for it. All right. So as you're inspecting the outside, you notice that there's a massive gash from the front of the ship on the underside all the way down to about the cargo bay. Like, it didn't pierce the inner hull, but the outer hull is just completely ripped open. As if they just rammed it and like rammed aside something strong, like they either rammed a ship or a station or an asteroid and just kind of coasted it all the way along the side of it, so that it damaged all the way on the underside.
All right.
Lennox, Sloan, what do you guys want to do?
I mean, if it's safe to walk inside of it, like just without a suit on, she's just gonna go in and check it out for sure.
Yeah.
Just walk around and get familiar with the.
From the readings you get from the airlock, yeah, it seems like it should be able to go inside of it pretty easily.
They've restored internal atmosphere since whatever incident happened. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I get inside the cargo bay from that gash? Just out of curiosity.
No, but you can get into the inner hull. So you can like squeeze into the ship, and you can see the inner hull where there's patches along the ways. It looks old. Like
I'd look through it, but I wouldn't try to climb through it and pull my way in or anything.
You can look into the hull. You can see the inner hull, and you can see some of like the conduits and stuff like that run between the outer hull and the inner hull. You've seen ships from your time in the military. This looks like a belter ship. It's very slapped together. There's lots of, you can see parts from other manufacturers, and you don't see much of the original parts. It's like it's been taken care of pretty well over years and years of maintenance and that kind of stuff. So it looks very slapdash, like patch here, patch there. No one's kind of gone through and kind of like replaced the inner hull in probably 20 years, is your guess.
Gotcha. Okay.
But Sloan and Lennox, as you guys walk into the to the ship, I'm going to pull this.
Didn't see myself dying in a tin can in space, but it's probably still better than riding it down.
Go. So, you guys, when you guys enter, you're entering through the machine shop. Enter, you can see the machine shop, all the inner workings, and so on and so forth.
Are we supposed to be seeing this map?
Yeah, let me pull it up for you so you guys can...
And while they're doing that, I'm heading back in.
All right, you head back in.
Thank you.
So you can see this is the entrance, the kind of square bit right here. That's the entrance to the ship. You can see it goes up and down. For those of you guys who are unaware, most of the ships in the Expanse are built like giant office buildings because of the way that gravity works when the drives are activated. So this is like you walk in, and it's like you're walking to the center of an office building. You can go further down or up. If you look down, you can see like what looks like some sort of reactor room, engineering room. And if you look up, you'll see some kind of recreation or sleeping quarters. But this area is filled with lockers. There's some work tools and benches around. Looks old. Lennox, you recognize material that you've seen in your time, but stuff that was like hasn't been used in proper use for 20 or so years.
The kind of stuff you'd pick up at a surplus store nowadays.
Exactly, yeah. Something that would like, it'd be the equivalent of like Vietnam War era mess kits kind of thing. Like, or if you picked up like a power tool from the 1970s. You know, it works and you can still use it, but it looks old. Though it looks well maintained, it's just looks out of date. Can
I try to roll like an evaluation check on it? Because I have that.
To see how much the things are worth inside there. That's kind of like telling you like the value of the ship or the value of the materials.
Yeah, exactly. Like just the value of. Heck yeah! I evaluated it so hard.
Let me pull it up. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So you can tell that most of this place is old, and you look at the airlock you just walk through, and you recognize this as a model of airlock which was stopped used almost 100 years ago. And the reason why it was stopped being used is because there's a flaw in the seals. If it's not replaced or fixed properly, after a certain number of cycles, it'll explode.
Oh, good to know.
So you knew about it. You knew about it because, like, as a Martian, those are the kind of things you know. Things about pressure doors and those kind of things. And you recognize it because there was a funny story you had heard way back in the day about someone having like a spat with their significant other, and someone decides, I'm going to go outside and cool myself off, and they cycled it, and that person survived, but the whole ship exploded because they managed to decompress the whole ship before the pressure doors could slam shut. But because he was in a suit, he didn't die, which seemed comical at the time. You know, one of those stories that gets passed around during the in like messages and tight beams by everybody else, being like, check your seals and those kind of things. So
yeah, she's definitely gonna turn to what's your character, Linux? Yeah, Linux. She's gonna turn to Linux, say, this airlock needs replacing. It's over 100 years old, and it's a bad one.
Somehow I'm not surprised.
Yeah, this thing, I guess maybe for my evaluation overall, I could just be like, yeah, this thing needs a lot of work, right? Like,
you don't really know like the specifics of what
right.
needs to be done, but you do remember that it's a unique item in the fact that no one uses it anymore. It's almost like a collector's item. Like if some crazy person might want it as like a bit for their collection of history kind of thing.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good aim. Maybe I can sell that.
The rest of the place looks pretty standard, bog standard in terms of stuff. You see some, most of the stuff is stuff you could pick up at a hardware store. Not too cheap, not too expensive kind of thing. Well, they'll probably want to replace some of the gear in there because it is kind of old.
Okay. So if she has some kind of way to, at least what she, especially with the gear and that airlock, she's probably gonna like kind of keep like some kind of notepad on her thing, be like, yeah,
so like start writing some notes. You can maybe write in your hand terminal, keeping some notes down about what needs to be fixed and that kind of stuff.
That way, if they talk to somebody about fixing it later, she can kind of point out a few things.
Mark, you're back into the airlock as they're finishing up their inspection of the machine shop. What do you want to do?
So I'm going to, of course, approach them and explain what I saw outside. That's
what do you tell
bad. There's a massive gash in the front of the ship, and it's deep.
So all I'm hearing is that Benji may have been optimistic with the 5-year contract.
I don't know if I'd say he was optimistic. He did tell us it wasn't space-worthy right now, so kind of knew that it needed repairs. I just didn't realize it was going to be this much repairs.
Mark, you remember that he gave you a list of vendors that are approved that you'll pay for.
So we're definitely going to have to get it taken care of. Either you guys got a preference to any of these?
I
pass the list around.
Yeah. Ship's work is ship's work. I don't know anything about it. I'd prefer not to get this Dawes involved if we can avoid it, but whatever. Win in the belt. And Lennox like walks over and just kicks open one of the lockers in the machine shop and like dibs.
You walk over, kick it, it just, and then as you say dibs, it goes, a little like electronic lock beeps at you. You're confused because you didn't say anything about like claiming it or use anything. It just beeped at you when you kicked it open.
Cute. So, I'm thinking we'll get the repairs done at LSDS. You good with that?
The name I know.
All right, then let's make contact. I assume hand terminal. I can set up a appointment to have this thing towed to them and repaired.
Give me a communications check real quickly, just so because you're going to need to find. Check. You just need to find where like look through the network to find where it is. Yeah, you're fine. You've got a lot of stunt points if you want to use a social stunt for that. You could.
Sure. How do I do that?
Right, so if you go under stunts, which HP maybe.
Here?
Or like it's like 90s.
I'm gonna have to find where I have the PDF hidden. Ah!
Social stunts 106.
Attitude stunts. You can pretty much do any of that. Room, bad form, cast out, risky business, metal, making an offer. Your test implies promise of an olive branch or temporary shifting the target's attitude towards you by 1 per SP spent. Back to the same amount as soon as you...
Might be
Let's
worth
do that.
Using name dropping, even though that's technically like a membership and reputation stunt. I wonder if we can...
You could do that.
Use
have 5.
Benji's name.
Use Benji's name. He did say that they're a preferred vendor.
Yeah, there you go. Let's do that.
Right.
Let's do the 5 and yeah.
So you call him up. You call him up on your terminal. You're talking with them. I go, LSDS. How can I help you?
Yeah, I need to get a ship repaired. We're working for Benji, and it's the Helena. I give him the location where we're at.
Benji from Culpepper Corporation.
Yes.
There's a pause, and you see the woman on the screen who's like, you call, and she looks down. She like taps something and goes, "Oh, you're part of a preferred suppliers. Okay, we're part of your preferred suppliers list. Excellent, sir. We will have a team out there too. Is there anything specifically you need? Repairs obviously is the armor, but is there anything else?
We'd like it.
Helena. She says Helena is 2 PDCs and a railgun. Interesting. I don't usually see a freighter with a railgun. Do you want any supplies for those as well?
Yes, we'd like to get the ship flight. Want to get full repairs, full stock.
And she whispers in his ear, and the airlock needs to be replaced very badly.
And we need a new airlock. The airlock on here is not going to work for what we're doing. So something modern and reliable.
Certainly. No expense for the Culpepper operations. No expense.
Thank you.
Anything else, sir?
Nope. It'll be at 39A waiting for the team.
Well, thank you so much for working with us here at LSDS. We hope that you are safe and happy flying.
Thank you. Cool.
Okay, and then after he's done, I'm gonna look at both of them and say there's a lot of gear, just general gear that needs to be replaced too. Did he give us like somebody who can do that?
Just a general, not ship related, just a normal supplier.
Right, like that. I'm correct in that Astropub, just like gear, like I imagine tools, stuff like.
Yeah, tools,
living equipment,
living equipment.
Yeah.
You haven't really
needs fixed.
Yeah, you haven't expected the rest of the ship. This is just the one section of the ship. But from what you've gathered so far, is a lot of these tools and these benches need to get replaced.
I'm gonna head up to the mess.
Okay.
And see what our stores are like.
I'll join you on that one.
Yeah, I'll probably just stick with you. Yeah, and just do that with y'all too.
So you head up one level, and as you head up the level, you climb up the ladder. There's a you can tell that this place was built for an elevator, but the elevator was long since removed. So you're climbing up ladders and stuff like that. So you climb up the ladder to the second deck, to the next deck up. See that it's a living quarters. You keep climbing up from the living quarters, and you see a mess. There's 2 tables, 8 chairs, all made out of laminate, bamboo laminate. So they're kind of fake wood. It looks like really fancy, but it's obvious, like just from even a close glance, especially you, Linux. You look at it and it's just like, it looks like it came from IKEA. Would be the equivalent.
Yep.
Like pressed laminate made out of bamboo. The chairs are bolted to the ground though, but they also look like pressed laminate. They don't look like crash couches or anything else like that. They're not. You shouldn't be in these chairs when you go into hide.
Oh, God.
And you see a little storage room and kitchen off to the side of it. If you're going to be doing a check, if you're going to be looking through the stores, see what there are, give me...
I'm going to join them in checking too, so...
Give me a perception, searching check. Or seeing, if you have those.
I've only got basic for that one. Well, and
9, but you do have some stunt
help me here.
points that can help you.
Investigation stunts.
For 10 thing up to the lucky break.
Let's do Lucky Break.
It's up to Lennox.
Yeah,
Oh.
That's my role.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even see. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll do Lucky Break. Actually, that is a good one.
Okay, so the test results leads fortuitously to putting 2 and 2 together. Treat one irrelevant focus as a tangential one. Test.
That I make related.
That's specifically like.
That'll help me if I make another check about this.
Yeah.
So actually,
Yeah,
sorry,
just-
I'm gonna do intuition. I thought
Intuition.
Lucky Break might be.
GM reveals a fact about the object of your test could not have noticed or deduced simply by interacting with it. When you uncover a clue, you gain 2 new leads instead of 1, making... So, let me double check. So, in the medical bay mess, you discover that there is stocks are good, but it looks like the medical supplies are super low and need to be replaced. Gather from all the supplies that there's a bunch of auto docks on board, which means that you don't know how you haven't checked the auto docks yet, but they're essentially just automatic doctor machines that can help kind of bring patients, kind of like auto surgeons sort of thing. But you look through the supplies, you can find there's a lot of stuff that's missing there.
Right.
Food seems pretty good, well stocked though, like recently stocked.
Try to avoid getting shot or stabbed for a little while. We need to.
Why is that?
Med supplies back up. We're low on med supplies.
We should fix that.
Agreed. But while we're doing that, try not to die.
Did you want to look as well there, Mark?
Yes.
Give me a
Yes.
perception check.
All right.
All right, you're in the very similar boat. You having some medical knowledge can note that this is probably about maybe a 5-10 year old auto dock you're dealing with, based off the supplies you're saying. You haven't really made it over to the medical bay yet, but from your experience, it's like it's not bad, but it's definitely not what you're used to. You're used to. These are the kind of docks you would have seen being taken out of ships when your time in the Navy. These are the ships these are the kind of things that were being removed from ships.
Right.
By the time you were getting in, like when you were going through training, your trainers would always be like, "Don't worry about those. Those are not like." Anything we have to deal with those, you don't have to worry about it because they've got like these other kind of problem system errors and stuff like that. They throw up all the time. They were getting rid of them then for the newer models. So you recognize.
So that's my cue to go check medbay.
Okay, give me another perception check for medbay.
Sure.
Yeah, it looks old but serviceable. The beds are from 4 different ships. They have the different names of ships on them too. Like they have the name on the cushions. The cushions
course
seem
they
like they're okay. Like you could probably use them as crash couches.
Sure.
For those of you guys who don't know who I'm like, what's a crash couch? So in the Expanse universe, there are a high G. The gravity is a huge issue, and if you have a high G maneuvers, you need to have something that is built to handle the high G maneuvers, especially if you're moving left or right and that kind of stuff. So crash couches are actually built on swivels, on gimbals, so that they'll move with the ship. And they also often come with something called the juice, which is this cocktail of drugs and stimulants to keep you awake and prevent you from stroking out during high G maneuvers. It's not perfect. Extended high G maneuvers can cause problems. It can cause strokes, but it's fairly effective for most day-to-day use. So the gel seems fine. The gel inside of it, kind of cushions and stuff like that, they seem fine. But again, they look like they were slapped together from 4 different ships.
Mishmash.
But you check the programming and everything. It looks you've seen these before.
Yeah. Glad I brought my own set of tools though.
Lennox, do you want to? Sorry, Sloan, do you want to do anything else while you're up there?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna add that we're gonna need a keyboard on this ship, just because, that's what she does.
So she's gonna add keyboard to the list somewhere.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
Yeah.
if these people are gonna put me on a ship that's potentially very dangerous to be on, I mean, at least I'm gonna have something to enjoy and that I'm good at.
That you're good at.
Yeah, because I don't have one in my equipment list, so I'm like, somebody else is gonna pay for
Just
it.
like, pay for the keyboard.
Yeah, nothing crazy, just something that's appropriate for like a rec room,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she is gonna try to get what she can that's badass. So yeah, she's probably got some brands already in mind. But yeah, she's gonna put that on the list, and she's also we're in the mess hall too, so she's definitely probably gonna look at like any kind of obviously food supplies and just maybe see like to make a list for that too, for a grocer list.
Okay. So yeah, making some list of stuff that you may want to have that's different. You see a lot of stuff in there for things like red kibble and belter food, which you're not too familiar with because you're used to Martian food. Lots of veggies.
Yeah, she's probably going to be more oriented to like, okay, look, I'll find stuff that I can actually cook for the group and stuff like that if need.
Okay.
And then, of course, easy rations if those are available, just to eat when need be. And maybe maybe the stuff to fill the suits, because I know some of the suits have like a feeding tube kind of thing, so probably any restock on those. Like
restock for that stuff. Okay, so you put that down your list.
Yeah, just
any other places you guys want to go or?
Cargo bay.
Lennox?
Yeah. I'm going to check out the crew quarters.
Okay. Sloan?
Bridge.
Okay, so Sloan is going to go up to the bridge. Lennox is going to go down to the crew quarters, and Mark's going to go down to the cargo bay. So let's go with Lennox first. Lennox, you go down to the crew quarters. What do you want to do?
Basically the same thing I did with the lockers. I'm going to check out sort of each room and stake a claim on.
Okay. Okay, so this is what you see if you see on the screen. This is what you see. Yeah. You have you look in each room. That's a storm. I don't know if you heard that.
We did.
I was just hoping it wasn't in game.
Storms are so cool, though.
No, not right now.
Not in this. Not in this bucket.
Wait till we're in motion and can get away from it. God.
So each of these rooms is total of they each have 2 bunk beds inside them, and you find one of the room which was obviously supposed to be the captain's quarters. It's got a big, like almost luxurious crash couch there, ready for you, and a locker. But the rest of them are all kind of multiple people. You gonna claim that the captain?
There's definitely a moment where he's looking at the bed in the captain's quarters and thinking.
Just like maybe. I
But then he decides he can do more with one of the other rooms.
okay.
And
I mean, there's plenty of, if even he mentioned there's 2 other people. There's plenty of space for all of you, even if one of you wanted to share the rooms. This whole like ship it's pretty big, like it's in more of the large category of ships, which means that the minimum crew standard is 4, maximum crew capacity is 20. So you could easily run this ship with what you have right now, and this was designed to happen. So
I'm also going to do a quick test based on my experience with the previous locker,
and
just sort of look at another one and go, "You're mine."
opens up.
Huh.
You've not seen this before. This kind of like casual claiming has never seen this before.
I'm just gonna like look up, and I'm closed into one of the bedrooms now.
Yeah.
Like, ship readiness status?
There's a screen that pops up on the wall, just, and it kind of like filters through some stuff. You're not too familiar with it, but it tells you things like outer hull damaged, leakage detected in airlock, some tells you that there's some errors being thrown off from the engine room. That there's massive warning things going off about the beds in the place. It's just like unsafe for use. Please replace, kind of thing.
I like snapshot that on my hand terminal.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Everything shuts down.
Man, too bad
Weird
Magical
shit.
Barrett isn't here to do the computer voice.
There is more going on with this ship than I realized. Fair
Anything
enough.
else?
No, eventually I'll share the information about the warnings with the rest of the crew. But...
All right, Sloan, you're heading up to the bridge, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so you go head up to the bridge, which looks like this. It's smaller than the other ones. It seems like it's like tapering in as you go in. You can see the kind of the walls kind of taper in towards a point at the top.
Right.
And you feel like this is the top of the ship, but you can even see kind of like, based off of your kind of just estimates of this ship, this is obviously not the top of the ship. It's just the top of what's accessible.
Right.
Pressurized section.
Top room, yeah.
Yeah. You see 4 chairs, each facing screens. Each of these screens vary. Some of them look older, some of them look newer. There's no like central captain's chair or anything like that. It's all set up in each corner. They're all gimbaled.
Yeah, she might make. She's probably gonna make a note to add an extra chair, given that she knows it's gonna be 5 people, and sometimes they all might need to be in the same room in the bridge, and maybe possibly add another panel if possible. But if not, I mean, she's not necessarily a ship driver type person, so she's like, I could just be in the chill seat.
Anything else you want to do in this room?
Yeah, just kind of get an assessment of the panels and what each function of each one is. Like if there's like, because I would think that there's different functions for each.
All right, give me an intelligence check for that one.
Okay.
You don't have any. Normally ask for like a navigation or a research. Or
I just have
technology,
evaluation.
Engineering. So yeah, just go ahead. Just give me a straight intelligence check.
I'm so intelligent, man.
Jesus, yeah.
High roller, baby.
Just doing work. 17.
Nice.
My parents made me smart, baby.
So you go through and you're just like tapping some of the consoles. You're kind of flipping through some of the things, and as you're tapping through, you notice you hit to navigation, and you notice it's telling you that the Earth is in the center of the sun.
So that needs calibration, like big time.
And the more you fiddle with the navigation, you're just like, the fuck is wrong with this thing? The more you fiddle with navigation, it it's throwing up Mars not as a planet but as a moon of Pluto. It's totally fucked. Like, you're just looking through this thing and you're like, what the hell is going on? You realize the software itself is corrupted. It's completely screwed, which gives you an idea as to why this thing ran into an asteroid.
Yeah, I was about to say, this thing did not do well before because of reasons, probably. Yeah, she's definitely gonna take major note of that and make sure to, I guess, if the repair crew arrives while they're still there for sure, she's gonna be like, you need to figure out the systems. Yeah, that's pretty bad problem. So, yeah, she's gonna make notes of that and everything, like she has been. It's pretty funny.
All right, anything else you want to do?
Yeah, do I know about a lot of old songs? Because I'm probably gonna be like, hallucinating Pluto. That's a B-52 song.
Yeah, if you know old songs and kind of stuff based off your own kind of rebellion background, your family's your bohemian lifestyle.
Yeah, we probably have some vinyls and stuff that are really hard to come by, that kind of thing. That's...
Yeah, you're the kind of, I'm guessing you're the kind of character who's just like, oh, it's better on vinyl. Why'd you listen to it digitally?
Yeah,
so
analog.
So much worse quality. Yeah,
analog all the way, baby. That's another thing she's gonna try to put in for is some analog sound system.
Okay.
Just for entertainment purposes, not actual ship comp.
So, Mark, you headed down to the you go through the engineering room, and it looks, as you're just glancing around through it, it looks normal based off your own experience of ships. You come down to the to cargo bay and you see a large airlock, which is designed for moving cargo. It's obvious, like designed to be able to move large containers. And it's mostly empty. There's some containers in there. You pop open the container, just nothing in it. They're just like standard containers you can stock stuff with.
Okay.
You want to do
nothing that looks specialized or unique?
No, it's all they all have these like clamps that like magnetically plant them to the walls and because you see some of them because it's designed for 0G, so some of them are like on the walls or like on the ceiling, but they've got these like magnetic clamps on them. So like when it's 0G, you could easily get up and access them, but because you're on the docks, you have a little bit more of a
gravity's working. Got it.
So the clamps, I just want to understand from the perspective of the game world. So those clamps are just to keep them in place when it's 0G, right?
They're designed to keep them underway. Like even when it's not 0G, they're holding them down. But the idea is that 0G, you got to think 3-dimensionally. Right. So long as you can get access in and out of it, you can put anything along the walls with these clamps. You could put on the ceiling, on the floor, on the walls, all the way around. You could have the whole place filled with cargo if you wanted to. The
whole no up in space thing.
Okay, cool.
The only way you'd be able to access all of these is if it was 0G.
What's this section in the corner over here next to the airlock?
This one?
Yeah.
There. That's just a panel kind of to register. It gives you a kind of manifest. You touch it, it brings up a manifest, and it's just nothing.
Nothing on the manifest. Okay.
Yes. It does tell you a little bit about the percentage of PDC rounds left, and it also tells you 0 in terms of slugs for the railgun.
Okay. All right. I'm going to see if I can see any history of what this thing carried previously in the manifests. Perception?
That is cool. That's a good call.
Okay.
Oh.
You have 2 stun points, so you can use that for...
Hold on. I'm looking for it now.
Also do some general exploration stunts. Just intuition, or
I mean, just spending a couple of points on AHA might be.
Let's do that. Sure.
So based off of your looking through it, you notice a couple of screens from the original configuration as you're playing through this. You see, mostly it's just cargo. There are some things that are labeled like cheese and wine. Some of the stuff is labeled as like miscellaneous goods. You see one shipment of nothing but hats. You don't know why there's nothing but hats, but there's one shipment that's nothing but hats. When you get down to it, you actually see the screen change as you start getting older and older into the thing. There's a big gap in the records from about 20 to 30 years before this, and then there's a gap, and then you next time you flip it up, it's almost 80 years since your current date, and the screen is a different color, and it even has the UN logo on it, and it says classified on it. Or it asks you for a passcode.
Interesting.
But you also see a name on it on the screen itself. It's called Paylor.
The what?
It calls the ship the Paylor.
The Paylor. So, I'd like to search on my hand terminal for that name and see what the history might be, what the known public history might be.
That would be, definitely perception searching, but give me some perception.
You got it.
Also known as the Google check. No,
Yeah,
It really is, though.
Google check.
I'm looking for public info. I'm not trying to be like, in depth.
You find some records dating back to about 80 years ago. It's in an article written from an Earth publication. It just mentions that several old escort ships are being taken out of rotation. And being auctioned off to private individuals or being mothballed. And on that list is the Paylor. We're listing it as an old escort gunship.
Gotcha. Okay. I think I'm done in the cargo bay. No. Take a picture of the password prompt for the UN, and then that's it. Just taking a picture, not trying it, and heading up to engineering. I'm gonna work my way up the ship.
All right, so Lennox and Sloan, what do you guys want to do once you guys have done?
She's probably going to definitely come down kind of to tell them, if I'm at least one of them or both of them, to tell them like what she could assess about the bridge, especially the navigation.
Lennox?
I'm continuing to test what this ship can do just for me talking to it.
Okay, do that, and then I'll see what's going on. So you're still in the the sleeping quarters. So
yeah, but I'm in sort of the main area now, and
Yeah.
I actually just give me ship's comms. So,
yeah, you see another screen kind of pops up, and it says out of order. As you're talking, like Sloane's coming down the ladder, and here's you just like talking and seeing the screen flash. So Sloane, you're hearing him like just shouting out things, and then seeing some screens pop up in the distance.
She's gonna ask him, so how's that going?
Well, the ship's got voice commands, so that's nice. Also, the beds are a death trap and the engine's broken.
Yeah, the navigation system thinks that the Earth's in the middle of the sun, and that, what is it, you said Mars is a moon of Pluto? Was that? Yeah. So, that's out of whack. I maybe think that's why this thing has a big gash in the side of it. Maybe. But
Also, we don't have ship's comms, but, it's...
she makes a note of that. She makes a note of everything he told her to about that, so she has like a whole, manifest of what needs to be.
I swipe the snapshot of the readouts over to her hand terminal.
So, like, as he swipes it, your hand terminal buzzes and just whoop, his snapshot of the readout. So you can see the same thing he said. Like, it's there's a huge warning danger for the beds, for the crash couches. Bottle for the fusion core is throwing off errors. There's just a bunch of error messages every time it tries to check the fusion core. What's the last thing that you said? I remember. I forget.
No, beds are a death trap and the engine's broken, and the ship. Or sorry, and we don't have ship's comms.
And then ship's comms, yeah, but that's different.
Yeah.
You also find out that like there's a huge gash. It says registers like damage on the exterior plating, things you've been heard of, but it gives you all the list of the breakdowns of the problems.
Okay, yeah, she goes ahead and adds all that to her manifest list of repair. And then how's the pool table since we're in this area? Is it level?
Give me a...
Are the balls holographic, or are we going to have a problem?
Dang. You can't win them all.
Since I'm in the same area.
So, they are holographic balls. They're... but the sticks are real. They have like a little sensor on the top of them. The table seems level. It seems like it's been made to be level. Like over time, they've like welded on pieces of metal to the bottom and constantly tried to level it. So you, based off just your kind of observation and looking at it, it looks level.
Yeah, well, my observation was great.
Yeah.
How's the felt? Does the felt just visually look like crap or anything?
No, it looks really well done. Really good thing. What were you doing, Lennox? Were you looking at that as well?
Same thing. Since she wandered over to the pool table.
Yeah, you notice that it's holographic. It looks level. It actually has a gold little plaque that says Helena on the side of it. It's like really well maintained. It's like they gave a shit about this pool table. This pool table was one of the things that they really cared about. It even looks like there's no dust on it from your.
I wrap it on the top. I don't know.
It's actual wood. Like you wrap it on the top and you're like, whoa. Like you haven't felt actual wood since you left Earth.
Oh,
this
so
is actual
valuable.
Wood.
Damn.
It's like worth money.
Yeah. Can I do an evaluation check on it?
Yeah, go for it.
Only thing on this ship that's worth it, damn.
If you want to use the stun points, you can, but just based off of that, this thing is worth easily 2,000 credits or 2,000 script. Earth, probably more Martian.
Yeah, it's probably worth keeping then, for sure. Just because I mean, obviously it has like she's kind of thinking like from the emotional perspective. Well, this was important like to this ship, so maybe it should remain so. And she's actually gonna say that out loud to him. She's gonna tell him. She's gonna say, "This is actually worth a lot of money, and I think it should stay on board. Obviously it was well maintained before, and maybe it should just be part of the ship. It should remain part of it. I think it's charming."
All right. I pop out my hand terminal and just jot down pool table equals emergency fund.
Sounds like a plan.
We're back. We had a bit of we had Haven Kendrick show up. In the meantime, so we took a little bit of a break. So before we get started, get back to Haven is playing a character named Sledge. So Haven, who are you? First off, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Haven Kendrick. I'm another Twitch streamer, Twitch partner. Play a lot of Mech Warrior. Do voice acting, very much into sci-fi stuff, and I also look forward to doing a bunch of Star Citizen once a bit more of that's released.
Awesome. And is there anything that you want to tell the audience about Sledge?
Sledge is he has definitely a very unique personality. He tends to see absolutely everything he does as he looks forward to the adventure of things. Like everything that could be a bad scenario, somehow he managed to twist that into like, hey, this at least is going to make a good story, or hey, this at least is going to be somewhat exciting, right? So he tends to have a relatively positive outlook on almost all bad situations they end up in. But pretty tall guy. And the reason he's called Sledgehammer in particular is because of, or the reason he's called Sledge is because of the sledgehammer that he tends to use during melee combat.
Awesome. So as you guys are discussing, you're still in the cargo bay, Mark, but as Sloan and Lennox, as you guys are discussing in the living room, you hear a chime that's going off, and you do hear this too, Mark. It's just like, it's like, and like a little screen pops up in front of you, Mark, and if you see a screen pop up on the wall that Lennox is messing around with. It says like incoming call.
Oh, answer.
You answer. As you go to answer, you answer, and then Lennox, as you go to answer, it pops up for you, and it's Benji. He's outside the airlock with a very tall belter that's got a sledgehammer slashed to it, but you can kind of see the head of it. And he goes, "Oh yeah, hey, there's your other members here. Sledge, you go ahead." And he points back to you, Sledge. It's Benji's leading you into this airlock. And put you in there. It's 39A is what the airlock says. Because it's how the rest of your crew is in there.
Sounds good. How many are there again?
3. The last one's going to show up later, but there's 3 of them in there.
Okay. I guess we'll make do with that. I was expecting a bit more, but it's okay now that I'm here.
Expecting a bit more pretty much sums up this ship.
You hear that voice come through the comm panel,
this looks like it'll be fun at least.
So Benji puts his thumb on the kind of on the pad and says, "Add."
Pierce Carver.
He goes, "Add Pierce the Sledge Carver to the list," and you hear, "Doo-doo-doo-doo," and then the door opens, the airlock door opens for you to enter. And he goes, "Oh, well, Sledge, if you have any questions, call me. I'll be at my office today. We're still waiting for one more person, so he'll see them." So
you got it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thanks for the show around.
Yeah, he walks away. You're gonna go in, Sledge?
Yes, of course. When I step inside the ship, see what the heck is going on.
Step inside. What you see in front of you is, if you look at,
can look at the map.
Yeah, the map. What you see, looks like a. It looks like a machine shop. So there are like tools and benches and some. There's some. Lockers and stuff like that.
Which floor am I looking at?
Should be on the screen right now, but it's Let me ping it again for you so you can see it.
Oh, there we go. I don't have I can't see everything at once, so I had to scroll past. So I guess when you pinged it, I didn't see it. And so now I see it.
So you're coming out of this area right here, which is the airlock.
Got it.
You walk in, you look around. Yeah, it looks old. It looks not new. You've been in newer ships than this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'll head down the ladder to greet him.
Right, so as you're walking in, you see a squat earther kind of looking guy climbing down the ladder and jumps off, and you notice it's the same guy who mentioned that thing on me.
All right, quick rundown to save you some time. We've got plenty of food. The med supplies are shot. The beds are a death trap. The engine's broken, and we don't have ship's comms. Also, there's a big hole in the side of the ship.
That could be problematic.
Yep.
We've
called the repair crew. It's on
okay, that's good. I'll take a look around, see if there's anything I can, manage to fix up myself, if anything.
Okay. Do you want to do it on this level or anywhere else?
You mentioned that the engines were kind of screwed up, and I know I do have a bit of a tech knowledge.
Okay. Yeah. You just can see like down below. You can see where the engines are.
Yeah. Figure I'll go head down there and see if I can, figure out what the heck is up.
All right. Give me a knowledge tech. You're using that.
Yeah.
Your character screen.
There's character screen. Which one is that? Attributes and abilities or character sheet?
It'll be
Under, so if you go into your
yeah, it's character sheet.
Gotcha.
go
Character
to
sheet.
you go to character sheet, and then you go under, I believe, focus.
Oh, that's right. Then I forgot about those little things. Focus it.
Can't change that? No, you didn't. Just do go to the character section of that and hit intelligence. Okay.
Okay.
So 14. You take a look at it and you find almost instantly what's the problem is. The fusion bottle that holds the fusion reaction is broken. It's leaking radiation everywhere.
Oh, goodness.
You've seen this before. It's a pretty simple fix, but you're going to need to shut down the core and then restart it and fix that kind of stuff.
Got it.
And can you give me another, can you give me perception scene? So if you go to your character sheet. At your character sheet, it'll be the same.
Yeah, perception seeing down there. It was,
if you hit perception scene, hit that dice.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm trying to see what
bonuses and
is
stuff.
happening. I'm not seeing.
Quick test of something.
Oh, the rolls.
If you click on the ability name underneath your attribute, it rolls it. You don't have to go to the other tab.
Oh, I
So
see. Yeah, you can
if
actually
you're
do
on
that.
the main character sheet tab and you just click on
Yeah,
So
that's what I've been
if you hit the
using.
little chat box on the
Like that right there? Okay. I'm trying to see where these rolls are happening, because I hear the little whoop, and I'm not seeing where they're happening.
That little chat box with the little.
You don't see it on the right-hand side of your Roll20 window up at the top. Do you see a little hamburger menu?
Top where?
Top right, next to the zoom bar, there should be a little hamburger icon. I think he might have the chat minimized.
Maybe.
lines.
I'm not seeing a burger.
little
Like
three
right at
lines.
the top of the scroll bar.
The three. Okay. Okay. I see the 3 lines.
Click on that.
So it'll pop it out.
Got it.
That gives you the chat.
I clicked on the 3 lines, and
It
like
should have
it
brought
it
up
is
the
popped
side
out.
window. Okay.
Chat shows. Okay, there it is. Okay.
So it'll pop up on chat. You can also do under settings. You can set up 3D dice, so you can just see the dice being rolled on your screen. There's
Nice.
a little cog wheel
Oh, yeah.
up there. It says my settings.
Got it.
I'm gonna have to futz with that in a little bit.
Pretty cool. It lets you see some cooler stuff.
I'm just wondering how obvious the drama die is.
Mhm.
Probably a different color. It's probably like white, and red, something like that. If not, then it'll at least show up in the chat that it's a drama die. All right. So what you see is you find a replacement bottle. Like, you can do this. You've done this enough times on your own ship with helping
Yeah.
other engineers out that you've done it, and you're a belter. This kind of thing is easy for you. So you swap it out pretty simply. Do a pretty good fix. Take the old broken one. You've now got a broken bottle on you, but you fixed it, so the engine works now.
Sounds good. Easy fix.
Yeah. As far as
Head back up and let the other guy know what the heck was going down with the engine.
What do you tell him?
Walk up, say, "Hey, identified your problem. Swaps out the bottle. We're not leaking anymore. Engine works. So I mean, you need to get this hole dealt with. I know, but do none of you guys have, engineering knowledge? Because that's gonna make certain things we go through a little bit difficult."
Look at me. Do I look like I know my way around a spaceship?
He looks
Point
like
case.
Arthur. Yeah.
In case.
What do you want to do, Mark?
Well, last I was heading up to engineering. I just wanted to look around engineering, see if anything stuck out. But I guess I would have run into Sledge here.
Yeah. So as you, I guess we'll say that as you came down Sledge, you saw Mark in engineering. This other guy. He looks taller than the Earther, beefier. He might be a belter as well, but it's hard to tell for you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do, Mark, while he's fixing things up?
Just, hi, I'm Mark. How's it going?
Hey, Pierce. Nice to meet you. So what's
Anything I can help with?
Well, took a look at the engine, decided to get that thing finally fixed up.
Okay.
Just trying to take a look around, see what else I can identify, finally get ourselves on the road. I'm kind of excited to get started, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as we get the hull repaired and some basic necessities on board, I think we can head
that'd
out.
be great. What kind of trouble you think we'll run into?
I don't know. But, I don't know. What do you think? What was your impression of Benji?
What was Benji like? Yeah, we do.
So Benji,
we can go through it.
We'll go back through that real quick. So essentially, he's very tall. When you met him, he invited you in and was just like, "Sledge, I've heard so much about you. You're a pretty big name in these parts, and I'm surprised you showed up with my invitation. But I'm glad. I've got a job for you. It's I work for a company called the Culpepper Corporation. We're a little bit on the down low. Contractor for us, working with a 5-year contract with this crew. Your skills, hopefully nothing too dangerous, but we pay you $50,000 to $100,000 a month for the entire crew, and you get to split it up as you need, plus and such. It's a company ship, and yeah, I mean, and the office you were in looked okay, dirty, but he had these 2 big bushy plants by his right behind him, which you know as a belter is kind of like he's trying to look fancy because he's got living plants behind him. Mm-hmm. Trying to be more like less sterile. You see pictures of like Earth you've recognized from other pictures that have been posted up there, and some of the outer planets, and mostly everything's pretty. It looks kind of dingy, like a dingy little office.
Got it.
When you signed it up, when you decided to sign it, he immediately took you down to the docks. So,
got it. All right. Well, he seems like I don't know. Seems like definitely an interesting fellow, but honestly, at the end of the day, so long as what he has to offer is going to bring me some form of, I guess you could call it entertainment or a bit of excitement, I'm down for just about anything. So, hope to make the best of it, and I hope you're not an asshole. Gives like a little snapping, points, yeah.
Fingerprints.
I'll try not to be.
Sweet.
All right, Slow. What do you want to do?
Well, she's pretty much made an assessment of everything else, and it sounds like, she's already gotten the assessments from everybody else about other rooms she hasn't been in. So, she's gonna, who has the list?
Yeah, Mark does.
Okay, I didn't know if he took it back from, Linux. I'm gonna ask Mark for the list so I can maybe start calling people for equipment.
I'm gonna make my life easier and take an image of that list and send it to everybody that is currently here in the crew.
Oh,
okay, so yeah, you just take a slot snapshot and flip it over to everyone, so all your hand terminals light up, and you got this list of vendors. And something he didn't mention to you, Pierce, that you see is a listing for an Anderson Dawes, whom you know quite well. He is pretty big because he's the governor of Ceres. He's the first Belter governor of this station. The station used to be controlled by Earth, but now he was famous for being an OPA radical only a couple of years before, and now he's like the governor of this entire rock. He's pretty well looked up. He's looked up by a lot of Belters look up to him as kind of like almost like a George Washington of types.
So about just to clear that out as well. So our job, or at least we were hired by this guy. Like, were there any specifics to the job that we are taking or have taken? Contract or anything like that?
There's no job specifically yet. He says he'd give you. He says it's probably going to be in the outer planets. But specifically, what he needs you to do is contracts dealing with individual clients' needs. So individual clients will contact him, and then they contact help those clients out.
Yeah.
We're fixers on retainer.
Yeah, fixers on retainer.
Okay, sounds good.
That stood out on your list as like the list says essentially like anything else. Talk to Anderson Dawes.
Got it.
Tell you what, we're setting off in this flying coffin. I'm not doing it sober. And
okay.
Lennox just like bounces out the airlock. I'm gonna go essentially use what pocket change I have to buy a few bottles for me.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Lennox is gone. Like Lennox just walks out the airlock. There's a bar right across the way from the dry docks. It's called the Not So Dry Docks. Is its name? You see, freighter people, Earthers, Martians,
Attention all Andromedans.
Belters hanging out, drinking.
Bless
you. I missed my mute button on that thing.
You good?
But yeah, it's there. You can walk into it if you want to.
Yeah.
You walk in. There's a spot on the bar. Some people are already getting rowdy. There's a couple crews at a table. You can see they're all wearing the same jumpsuits with names on them. They're talking, hanging out. See a couple of OPA guys with the OPA uniforms kind of hanging out. Some of the off-duty security officers still wearing their security clothes. I'm
going to step AFK for a minute.
Okay.
I just sidle up to the bar, trying to keep as low a profile as I can, being an Earther in a Belter bar.
Yeah. So you walk up and woman behind the bar walks up to you. She puts her hands on the bar and says, "What can I get you, squat?"
The strongest thing you have that'll leave the lining in my throat intact.
Engine coolant. That's awesome. All right. So she turns around, pulls out a bar, like a bottle, pours out a little kind of glass of it, and puts some ice in it. It's like maybe like a shot deep. Gives it to you, and she says, "Guaranteed to make you forget everything," and then walks back.
Well, if it does what it says on the bottle, then this is my favorite.
You take one sip. Can you give me a?
Yeah, that'd be Constitution.
Yeah, Constitution check. Give me a Constitution check.
There we go.
Okay, you take it and you're just like, whoa! Like it tastes like straight up moonshine. Like go blind moonshine. But it has a little bit of like a berry twist to it somewhere. Like you don't know where the berries come from.
I assume it's like light blue, that kind of antifreeze color.
Yeah, just light blue. Like this obviously came out of like somebody's still on a ship somewhere. Even if you look over at the bottle's like it's got like a sticker on it, and it says engine coolant.
Mm-hmm.
Fan.
So what else you guys want to do?
I wave the bartender down real quick, and I'm like, leave the bottle.
She goes, big spender. All right, drops the bottle down. She doesn't ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, I pay for the bottle.
You pay for the bottle. Pay for it with your. It's within your expense. Like this is super cheap. Like you look at the prices, it's cheaper than like any kind of nice alcohol you'd have had in Luna.
Any kind of fungal whiskey.
Yeah. Like this is made out of some sort of berries, homegrown from like on a ship somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, so the rest of you guys, Pierce, Mark, and Sloan, what do you want to do? You just watch Lennox just walk out. into a bar.
Well, I'm going to the one place I really want to see, but was saving for last. I'm heading up to the bridge.
All right, you head up to the bridge. Sloan?
I'm going to contact equipment vendors to put in, like, you know, kind of do what he did earlier, like let them know who, like Benji, the ship.
Okay, give me a communications check.
Okay.
Or first give me a perception check. Searching, just because you're going to be like looking through the directory.
Well, I thought I have one on the list.
You do, but you don't know what they do. There's no list on like what each one of them is. You can do a current events check or to kind of check to see if you can recognize any of those. It's like it'd be like looking at a list of places that know what they do. They just have names.
Right. Okay.
Or intelligence check. All right. So yeah, gather from your initial searching that vendors that are listed as Lotus Salvage and Scrap, and Good Koyo Goods are more general purpose. Good Koyo Goods seems to be more like you need it, we got it kind of place. And any kind of food stuff you'd probably get them from Ganymede Mills. Yeah,
she's definitely gonna probably do Ganymede Mills first, just to get the food orders in for vegetables and the things to fill up the suits so they can eat when they actually have suits on for extended periods of time. Just all that, just stock up.
Give me a communications check for that one. Okay. Call him up. There's a woman who answers it. You kind of taken aback a little bit because she's blonde hair but just like pigtails, and she's like wearing like a gingham dress in front of you. It just does not look at all like anything you've seen, like outside of like maybe a or bit on the networks. So and she goes, well, howdy, welcome to Ganymede Mills, how can I help you?
Hi, I need to get some restock done on a ship here in Ceres. Benji gave me your contact information.
Second, and she looks to her terminal, kind of hits a couple of things. Culpepper Corporation?
Yes.
Oh, well, excellent. We don't take orders over the phone, so you're going to have to come into the station itself. We have a station. We have something on the station. You'll find it in the Medina. Pretty easy to find. We're pretty common out here.
Excellent. Thank you, and I will see you soon.
Excellent. Now, y'all come back now, you hear? And then...
All right, Beverly Hillbillies.
it strikes you like you out of character. It looks like someone who has seen 50s shows about like farmers, but never actually seen a farmer. It's like the stereotype of a farmer.
Okay.
Like overalls, gingham dresses, lots of plaid,
Yeah, paisley print.
Really weird accents about like trying to do southern or farmer accents kind of thing, but
a long wire sticking out of their mouth to look like a piece of hay.
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah, exactly, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna take note of its location, and then she's probably gonna try for like the more like you said, the more general place, like that, just actual equipment.
The good Koyo Goods.
Yeah.
Give me a communication check on that if you want to try to contact.
Okay.
Okay. So you call them up. Screen comes up, and before you see anybody on the screen, you just see kind of like bits and bobs in the background. You hear some like move around, then some like this guy kind of steps forward. He looks like, you know, decent, like 30s, you know,
hot?
like late 30s. Yeah, he's not bad. He definitely looks like he's disheveled.
Okay.
Hot but disheveled. Like,
yeah,
like
that's kind of
like
cute.
he works
okay.
all the time. So he kind of goes, welcome to Good Koyo Goods. How can I help you?
Yes, I'm with the Culpepper. Is that the right way to say it? Culpepper.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm with Culpepper, and we need to get some equipment on a ship.
Culpepper. One second, and he kind of. It's the Tabletop Corp. Yeah, I've heard of this. Yes. We have a deal with them. What do you need?
Can I forward you a list?
Yeah. I don't do deliveries. I'm just me, so I can't really make it out of here. But you can find us in Central District, Central level, upspin.
Do you specialize in any particular items, or do you just do general equipment?
Anything you need, I can get you.
Excellent. Well, I will forward you a list, and somebody will be by to see you at some point soon, and we'll definitely
excellent.
pick it up.
That's good. Thank you so much. I will see you soon. And
Thank you. Yeah, and I go ahead, and if there's some kind of way to forward that list to him.
you can send it to the like address listed on the network or like where it is. So.
Yeah, and I'm gonna it's just gonna be overall like anything you said that needed to be replaced, like as far as just general use equipment, not necessarily anything too specialized, because obviously ship equipment needs to be part of the repair, and probably specialized with ship dealers or something. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just send them general equipment list outside of food and definitely the beds. I'm gonna make a big note about any bed replacements and the crash couches. Yeah,
they're crash couches. The beds are actually crash couches, but they're specifically designed crash couches.
I mean, obviously, if he can't provide that, like that needs to be more of a ship thing. I can just get that with somebody else, but I wanted to put that out there to him too.
And Pierce, what are you gonna do?
Let me think here.
You have a list of I believe you have the list of the stuff that's broken as well, because you sent that. No, you didn't send that out.
I'll send it to everybody.
Okay, so you send out the list of like the stuff. You look through, you see the issues with the bottle, you see issues with the exterior plating.
Mm-hmm.
See,
you did mention that he already called somebody to get that taken care of, because as far as actually I'm good with engine and tech stuff, not necessarily physical hulls, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you're not doing the body.
It's the exterior, the exterior armor, the hull that kind of protects against shrapnel and like asteroid impacts. That one is just gone. Based off of what you heard from Mark and Lennox, it's like it's bad, like really bad.
I can see. Yeah, we're definitely not flying this thing anytime soon until that's taken care of. But I can't really do anything about that. So let's see. Anything else on this list that I can do with at the moment?
You might be able to check out the navigation software, because you put that on the list right there, Sloan.
Yeah, everything that she took notes and gave it to everybody. Yeah. So everything is probably several different notepads of like equipment that needs to be replaced, and then like things that we know are wrong with the ship. Confirmed.
So you have this note that says, on that note it says navigation is broken, and then you see listing of like examples, like puts Earth in the center of the sun, Mars as a moon of Pluto. So based on your own technology, you look at that and you're like, that's wrong with the software. Yeah,
definitely.
And the comms are down, so both of those things you could probably work with.
Oh boy, yeah. I'll try to get to work on the comms first to get that up and running.
Okay, give me give me a intelligence +2. So whatever you're, just roll me an intelligence check and just add an additional 2.
So 13.
13. Okay, so you're able to get the comms up working pretty easily. Someone just disabled the comms, like swapped out some wiring here and there.
Nah.
It looked like the station probably did it to try to prevent some sort of... But you're able to get everything up, and you find out that you have a tight beam laser, which is pretty standard, but have it before, which is a way you can send messages through lasers to specific targets and such. So.
Oh, that's cool.
So you find that all working. Pretty easy.
Got
it takes you about 20 minutes or so to do that.
Alrighty, and I'll try to take a look at the, whatchamacallit, because his priority at this moment is to get the ship up and running as soon as possible, because, you know, as mentioned, he's all about that get out there and do something. So, yeah, exactly.
So you're climbing up to, you'll be climbing up to the bridge. Mark, you're at the bridge. So you get into the bridge, you see... Let me pull it up. See... Four, it kind of tapers into a point, and you see 4 chairs around there. And based on your own knowledge, looking at this, you kind of remember seeing some images of UN ships, UN escort ships. This definitely strikes you as a UN gunship kind of configuration that you're used to, old style.
Okay.
But it's definitely like four chairs, all gimbaled with juice, obviously, like lines coming into them. All of the screens look like old UN tech, but still looks like military grade, kind of old style.
So do they all appear to be multi-purpose stations, or is there specific pilot?
They're all multi-purpose stations. There are pilots, stations you can pull up.
So you could sit down at any one and work.
Yeah, any one of them can work.
Okay. I'm going to try and figure out which chair is the most comfortable.
Yeah.
So you take some time and you find out that this chair seems to have the most cushion to it. Still seems it seems like it was taken off of a Martian ship, because it has some MCR logos on it. You don't know because they're stickers, so you don't know if someone just plastered it on there. But it definitely is more designed for a Martian build. And so you sit in there and you feel like, this feels good. It feels like something you've been in before, kind of thing.
All right. So, ship, I'm claiming this station.
Okay. You sit down, you start fiddling with the controls, getting everything set up the way you want it to get set up, and
primarily for piloting functions.
You also see like a little joystick kind of thing for controlling some of the thrusters and stuff on the armrest.
Okay, not messing with that while we're in dock. Probably a bad idea.
So, Pierce, as you're coming up, you see Mark in the chair. He's fiddling with some stuff, messing around with. You can see pretty easily he's setting up this chair to be a pilot's chair.
So I take it, just I obviously just from that he's the pilot. I'm not as much of a pilot guy. Decent gunner, but definitely not piloting. So I guess I'll leave that to him. Beyond just, I don't know. I don't feel like I have anything that I want to say beyond just trying to get everything up and running.
Okay, so you just find another seat and you just pull open the navigation software.
I'm okay with sitting anywhere because I've got a magnificent ass.
Magnificent ass. That's important about his character. He has a very nice ass. So Sloan did make a note of that. You see him walk away, and it's the whole like hate to watch him leave, but I love to watch him go kind of situation. You're just like,
who specifically again?
Pierce Sledge.
Oh, okay.
The Belter who walked in, just like, okay,
it's tight.
Yeah. So you sit down and you start because you start messing with the navigation software. The second you pull it up and you see this kind of same thing that Sloan had noted, you know exactly what's wrong with it. It's a worm. Someone. It's like it's been like a virus got into this system somehow and screwed up the navigation software. But it's a really easy. It's like something like a teenager would have done.
Someone disabled firewall.
Yeah, exactly. So you give me a tech.
Roll another 11.
So simple. You isolate it, kick it out, restart the system. Just like, it works now. So it's like you're kind of scratch your head. You're like any good belter who's been on ship should know how to deal with this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just really confused as to how someone would have missed that ship. So it's really like, this is obviously a ship that was not piloted by belters, because you know this sort of thing. This is like high school level shenanigans on a ship that should have been dealing with.
Yeah, makes sense. So I'm just kind of going, what the fuck?
You hear some noises as you're setting up your pilot's chair from him, being like, "What the? Are you really?" Like you're just really confused as to how someone missed this.
Yes, exactly. It's like, okay, like the whole, the giant hole in the side makes sense, but this is okay. All right.
Give me another Constitution check there, Lennox. I assume you're still drinking.
We're busy, and he's drinking.
Great.
Okay, you're feeling it. The second you get through your second drink, and you're just like, okay, I'm feeling it now. You're muted, by the way.
That's when I cap off the bottle.
Okay. As you cap the bottle, a guy walks up to you and kind of puts his hand on your shoulder, like really forcefully. He's a little drunk, obviously, and he goes, "Oh, fellow Earthman, how's it going, buddy?"
I swing my head over and look at him like, "Hi."
Besides, I don't see too many other Earthers around here. What are you doing here?
Passing through.
Ah, yes. Yeah, same here, man. I'm just trying to experience adventure on the frontier, man. It's just fantastic, and I fucking hate basics, so that's why I'm here, man. He starts telling you his whole life story. He grew up in Mexico City, and he talks about the shit he was in and how terrible it was. He grew up on basic, and the first chance he got to, he tried to join the Marines, flunked out, ended up on the edge of this is a long story.
Yeah,
he's telling you.
I just sort of glass over and stare at him for a little bit, and then maybe a minute later, as I'm coming to, I reach out and I clap my hand on his shoulder. And I'm like, "Hey, hang on to that optimism," and then I just get up and walk out.
Just take the bottle with you?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so you walk out of the thing with the bottle. As you walking out with the bottle, this is happening while you guys are fiddling with the navigation, and while you're calling people there, Sloan. A big crew arrives. They've got a pallet of materials, and they all got EVA suits on. They're carrying their helmets with them. They're walking up to the actual dock.
Can I see them walking through?
Yeah, you see you walk them in. They kind of knock on the exterior door. They're muffled, "Oh, yes. You guys cold?"
Yeah. I go ahead and whatever. I command the ship to let them in.
Yeah, you just say, you just open the door. You say, "Open door," and the door opens up.
Okay.
Guy goes, "Oh yeah, we're from LSDS. You guys, Culpepper, told to come in and fix your ship up."
Yeah, excellent, great response time. And then can I forward them the list of what we know needs to be repaired?
Yeah, so you just flip the list to the repairs. He looks at it and goes, "Huh, okay," and kind of flips through some of it.
Anything else you need from this? What we've found so far. You may find other things. Just let us know.
Oh, okay. He looks through this. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be isn't too bad. Looks at the exterior. He kind of, how bad are we talking about with this gash? Are we talking I can fit my head through, or are we talking you could park another ship inside this thing?
Did Mark specify that to me?
No, he just said it was bad.
What I do know is it's bad. Where is Mark again? I'm sorry.
He's in the
I'm on the bridge, but we have these nifty little devices.
Yeah, I just wanted to know. I'm sorry, forget. Yeah. I'm gonna use that, and I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna get in touch with you and just say,
okay,
hey.
You pull up a call. You see Mark. You get a little ring on your hand terminal.
Yep.
You see the caller ID says Sloan. I don't think you ever introduced each other, but you hear Sloan. You see Sloan.
Benji said each of our names in his.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So I answered. Hey, what can I do for you?
How bad was that gash exactly? They're at the repair crew's here, and they want to know if it's park a ship through it or if it's fit my head through it gash.
If I remember right, Paul. It was big enough to fit your head through, but not ship-sized.
You'd have to like squeeze through it. It's definitely significant.
Yeah.
But it's like
so I give him a rough idea based on that.
Yeah, and I turn the phone to him just to let the guy like talk to Mark directly about it.
The guy listens to it and kind of goes, "All right, that's like a day's job, maybe."
And that's what we know about. But while you're out there, see if there's anything I missed.
He's okay, yeah, and he looks at his own kind of manifest and flips through it and goes, "So PDCs, how full are we talking? And how about railgun rounds? We need more, less? What's going on?"
I'm just gonna keep old Mark up.
You're still holding Mark up, so he's holding Mark.
We'd like enough to get through a few engagements. So,
is this within is a conversation within earshot of me?
Yeah, he's.
You're right behind me, Sledge.
Yeah,
got it. So, more talking, the better.
you hear through it. You hear this thing like more darker the better. And
we do have a cargo bay. So
he goes, okay, well, he looks through his own manifest and goes, all right, that's definitely doable. Bill it to Culpepper, right?
Yes, please.
Yes.
All right, cool. Maybe day and a half, 2 days. The beds thing, because he looks at the thing and says, we're talking like dead, or are we talking like a few of them need to be replaced?
Can you replace them?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Let's go with replace.
What do you want? You want single bed, double beds, bunk beds, triple beds? I can do anything you need to.
Probably do bunk beds in at least a couple of the rooms in case we have extra people, but there could be individual beds.
All right, so like a bunk bed and individual bed?
That I was sauntering back up towards the ship while this is all going on.
Yeah, you're drunk.
Double bed in room 3.
He looks at me and goes, who's this guy?
He's one of us.
Oh, okay. So double bed in room 3. So other than that, maybe 2 bed, everyone's single bed plus a double bed or the bunk bed on either one.
Yeah, let's do 2. Yeah, just do a bunk bed in each one, but also a single bed just in case. We won't need as much capacity as this was built for before, I don't think.
He's still kind of flipping through his lists and
diagnostics of the medical bay would be a great thing for us.
yeah, that's easy. It's pretty simple.
If it's broke, replace it.
We don't do any medical supplies. We can refer you to Ganymede Mills. They do some pretty good medical supplies.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. So
I already called them today. I tell all you. I called them earlier, so I'll probably be stopping by there in a little bit.
Awesome. Right, if you guys could make a list of anything you think we should ask for that we might not have planned to ask for.
He kind of hits at some buttons and then flips it towards you, Sloan. And if you look at it, it's like a list of common drugs and other medical like devices for the specific model that you guys have.
I asked him to forward me that list.
He did.
He said dude, he just flipped it to you.
Oh, okay.
So that's why you
Cool. So that's what I'll take to Ganymede's for sure.
Yes. Other than that, yeah, that day and a half.
Don't forget to replace the airlock.
Airlock. Looks back there. Holy shit! Are you serious?
Should have been on the list.
Yeah. Are you serious? Looks at you, Sloan. Are we talking this brand of airlock?
We need something better than that one.
Replace it.
The one that's on all of the freaking like urban legends about airlocks. Yeah, damn straight you do. But you mind if I keep this? This shit is like antique.
I'd be
I
willing.
swing a shoulder up, like way up, because I assume he's a belter.
Yeah.
Only if we get a discount.
Or a line
Roll
on
me-
anything
roll
interesting.
me
No,
a-
pass on the discount.
No, he's already talked about it. Roll on
Ignore
the
him.
communications. Roll on the communications.
That's gonna,
Appropriate for the drunk.
it's not our
He's like-
money, so
He's like, kind of pulls your hand off and goes, "You're gonna have to talk with the boss. It's not me."
Yeah, I'd rather let him have it and get something extra rather than a discount.
Yeah. What about? Does your boss? I'm going to ask him. I said, does your boss do any trades for items? Does he have anything interesting he might be able to trade?
No, we're not really a salvage corps. You may want to talk to Loda. Loda, just down the way. They can usually do some. So it's up to you.
Okay, thanks. I think I will go stop by there as well to see if they're interested in it as a piece.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And also, this is weird, but my character has some background with like art dealers and people of that nature. I mean, maybe she could find like I say,
You
like
know
she
art
might have
dealers.
experience.
She
So I
knows
might,
art dealers on series. She knows some artists on series.
yeah. So I might even go there because I'm Bohemian, so I might like want to go check out with those people too, just to see if somebody wants it for like some weird art piece, and I can get something cool in return too. So.
Okay. All right,
I'll
so you
definitely check out.
you make a note of that. He goes, all right, cool. We'll get started. And he kind of, puts his hand up, kind of snaps a little bit, and gesturing with his hands, like where he's going. He's not even using talk, just kind of gesturing with his hands. You recognize it as Belter sign language.
Right.
Just kind of telling people where to go, and then he kind of his hand terminal puts it in his pocket, puts his helmet on, kind of like attaches his helmet and gives you kind of a belter nod, which is just kind of like this, kind of by you. Sorry.
Excellent. I'm gonna turn the phone thingy back to me since Mark's still on the line. I'm gonna say I guess I'm gonna go make those errands. If you guys are okay, I'll just leave you here and I'll go do it by myself. Unless
You hear
somebody wants
Aaron's Lennox because you're standing in front of her.
it. Who?
Lennox.
Oh.
Aaron's
The Earther.
right. I'm gonna go get my duffel.
Okay, you're gonna go get your gear because you haven't loaded
Yeah.
any of your gear in. So
Yeah, and I'll plan on doing that too.
All right, I'll go with you. It's tin can.
Are you okay?
you see he's got a bottle of blue-looking liquid in his hand that says engine fuel.
I'm gonna in the most gentle way try to kind of sort of take that out of his hand and like sort of set it down and be like, how about we leave?
I pull it a little towards me, like, you're right. I should put it in the fridge.
There you go. You want it
take it.
cold, but for later.
You take it and you put it like on like one of the benches in the machine shop.
Sloan's just like, oh my god, I have to babysit a drunk guy right now too.
Well, Sloan and Lennox, you guys are gonna go off to do errands and such.
Well, yeah. Also, internally, I'm thinking that I'm acting as security.
Yes. So you're just walking around like a bodyguard kind of thing.
Protecting her.
Yeah. So Sledge and Mark, you guys are up in the top still, kind of finishing up. You guys pretty much finished up setting up your pilot screens, and Sledge are pretty much done with working out the worms in the systems when you see a guy walk up and he's in a suit, kind of climbs up the ladder and kind of looks around and goes, "So there's a navigation problem up here?"
There was a navigation problem. Who the hell was using this thing before us?
He goes, "What do you mean?"
He's not gonna know.
Child's play. It was like a computer bug.
He kind of looks over at you, and when he looks at the thing, he goes, "Wait, that thing?"
Yeah.
It's like, what? Who would?
I don't know.
Who
Was
had
this?
this shit before?
I
We
don't
don't
know.
know.
Is it used as like a?
I like how
They take it
both
for
ask
some
the same
field
question.
trips or something? Let the orphans play on it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, well, whatever, man. You know, inners. You know, man. They don't know shit.
Yeah.
He looks over at you, Mark, and goes, "No offense."
None taken.
So he starts to like go back down the. What do you guys want to do? You guys are in the bridge. Lennox and Sloan are off doing the shopping thing.
Okay.
I'm going to go down to crew quarters and pick a room, not the master room, just a room, and go start moving my stuff over, my personal effects, everything.
Like the third room is. You remember hearing Lennox say something about the third room over the comms, which I guess would be like this room. So, when was it?
Whichever one would be like room 3, like one of the normal crew rooms.
Yeah. This would be. This is like room 1. This is room 2. This is room 3.
Yeah, the one that you'd be able to get into coming right off the ladder.
Yeah,
because he's pragmatic.
So, so that's room 3, and you see you walk over there. You even see like a small little picture of Lennox on the door. It says room 3, that has his picture on it.
Then I'm going to go for the one opposite. I'll take 4.
You walk in. You notice that there are 2 bunk beds in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's designed for more practical use rather than for like spatial. Sure. Like it's designed to you rack out there, get up, and go back to work kind of thing. It's not really designed as a comfort place. But there are a bunch of foot lockers there.
Perfect. Take it.
All right. You kind of look around it. Do you want to say anything? You want to do anything to take it?
Tell the ship I'm claiming the room.
So I claim the room, and you hear, and then your the foot lockers
and the foot lockers. Perfect. Yeah. And then
you look out the room. You see a surveillance picture of you, like from outside the front of the ship. It's like your picture. It's on the wall, kind of thing.
Perfect. And then start moving my stuff from the ship that brought me in over to here. Tools in the med bay, the drone in the med bay, and then everything else in the lockers.
Okay. How about you there, Pierce?
I guess I'll take a look at what he's doing to see if I can, try to do the same thing. Just kind of, pick out my quarters and where I'm going to, put my shit and where I'm going to rest my sledge.
Awesome.
Pretty much the same stuff.
So you've got, if you look at the rooms, this one has a picture of the Earther guy. This one is the one who introduced himself as Mark. And then these 2 right here, they're labeled 1 and 2 are free.
Gotcha. I'll go ahead and take number 2.
Okay, so you walk in, you see same thing as he saw, 2 bunk beds and a bunch of foot lockers below them. Want to say anything, do anything?
Nothing I can really think of.
Okay.
Like he's most looking forward, like I say, he's most looking forward to just kind of, taking off. Yeah, getting out.
You say something like, all right, I'll take this one, and you hear, and like the outside the front door is a picture of you, taken from surveillance with like when you were standing next to Benji.
Got it.
As your name.
Yeah.
All right, and you can go move your stuff in.
Yep.
Okay. So, cut to Sloan and Lennox, and we'll get through this pretty quickly. It doesn't take you too long to get to where you guys going first.
Probably equipment, because it's
general equipment. It's the highest spin, so it takes the longest to get from the docks.
Yeah,
so,
that's fine. That's probably why that way.
You go towards the center, and as you get to the center, what was before like 0.3 G is now almost 0. Like the door opens, like as you go up, you feel yourself kind of become weightless, and the door opens, and you can it's like really low gravity up there. You can pretty much hang in space, so you have to kind of move around by grabbing the handles as you're going through.
Okay.
Sloan, right?
Yes.
I'll catch up. 1 second.
Are you okay?
Just not used to the gravity. Oh.
Yeah, it's disorienting to you because you've not been in 0G but a couple times in your life. So
if you want some help, I can help you through.
No, I look around for a trash can.
there's like a recycler. It's nearby. All right, you slide it open, just and
is it storming at someone's house right now?
It's storming outside my house. Yeah.
Lucky.
You just vomit into the recycler and slam it shut, and it actually reads as like it has it, and then you see it kind of like there's like a little bar that kind of goes down as it's being recycling your waste.
All right.
You 0G vomited into a recycler.
Let's go.
Okay.
So
she's keeping an eye on him for sure.
You guys make it through the hallway, and you find it pretty easily. It's spelled Gut, G-U-T, Koyo, C-O-Y-O, goods. And you have enough experience with Belter to know that that's a Belter Creole.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess we're just gonna find that guy, and it's already forwarded him a list.
You step in, and you kind of float into the room, and it's just like everything along the walls, new, old. There are things that are like they're strapped against the walls. You see air recyclers. You see boxes of cigars. You see full-on arcade consoles. You see toilets. You see like everything you can think about is just something is represented somewhere on the wall, along the walls. And there's a kind of like a screen that's hanging, like it's bolted, but it kind of looks more like kind of free floating. Right by kind of a little desk, and it has like a list. There's like pictures that it's flipping through with some prices on it of various different things that are too big to fit on the walls.
Right.
So.
Yeah, gonna go ahead and go to that guy and.
Okay, so you go to the front desk and there's no one there.
Is there a bell or something?
Yeah, there's a bell.
Yeah, I ding it.
Yeah, kind of goes through the 0G environment a little weirdly, and there's more like crashing and stuff like that, and bumps out of the back room, kind of floats back towards you and goes, hey, you go and called earlier.
Yes. Hello.
He looks through his listing and kind of goes, I have all goods ready to go, just around the corner. Yeah, just pallet, everything good to go. I had a hard time. What's a keyboard?
It's like a piano. Have you ever heard of one of those?
But problem, we have keyboard and we have keyboard, and he kind of like gestures like keyboard as in like typing keyboard, and also like playing keyboard.
Yeah, playing. I point to the playing one. That's what we wanted.
This one. Oh, okay. Don't have it, but can get it to you in a week.
A week?
I can get it to you. It's just not easy to find out here.
Go to Culpepper, put it on hold. I'm sure we'll be back.
Oh, Sasa. Is it good? We good?
This is good. Thank you.
Thank you for coming to Good Koyo. We look to see you again.
Yeah, and I guess we go retrieve the pallet to start
just around the
back.
corner. It's pretty easy to like it's all strapped down to like a hover pallet, and you're just kind of like pushing it back to the.
Will there be a way to get it into the cargo bay?
It's not that big.
Oh, okay. It can just be wheeled in.
It can be wheeled in to the cargo bay pretty easily.
It has my toilet and everything. Sweet.
Yeah, it has a toilet, everything like that.
Yeah, I go ahead and I look at Linux. I say, do you want to just wheel this back on your own so I can go get another errand done, or do you just want to go back together and then go back out together?
Whatever, man.
I'm
I'm just still kind of wobbly.
Yeah, let's go back together and take this back together before we do the next one. Or maybe we can hit one up on the way back. Maybe we can hit up the Ganymede on the way.
Ganymede's on the way back.
Okay, cool.
Sounds good.
Let's go to Ganymede then on the way back.
So you guys pushing back on the way back, get on the tram. It's not an unusual sight to see people moving big stuff on the tram. It's just there's some people like, huh? Like someone looks up to you and looks down and goes, Martian?
Yes. How are you?
Goes, yeah, pretty good. Toilet's a dead giveaway though.
Well, I'm not necessarily. I'm proud or disproud of where I'm from. I'm just where I'm from, like we all are, aren't we?
Yeah, same old, sassy.
Yeah, and I give him that nod, that respectful nod of theirs. If I can do it. Yeah.
You do the nod. He kind of does the belter shrug, which is, instead of just like a shrug, it's kind of like, just kind of more, yeah. But it's not like exaggerated, just.
It's like, eh. Yeah, and I bid him goodbye.
Yeah, you guys get to it's easy to find Ganymede Farms because it's built to look like a barn.
Right.
Exterior, it is tacky as all get out.
Oh my god.
Like it's obviously fake wood, but it's designed. It's painted red, and it's got all the trimmings and stuff like that.
Looks like the set of Hee Haw, probably.
Exactly. And there's a woman out there in like overalls.
She pops up from like fake cornfields.
She's
making jokes.
She's out in the front. She's got kind of like doing this kind of thing, and she's got like a little like metal bit that's kind of colored to look like straw. And she's like, "Welcome to Ganymede Farms. Come on in. We're happy to have you here."
Love it.
Yeah. Lennox, you recognize this as like you've never actually seen a farm, but like this is exactly what like every corny old vid would say a farm is. And you've seen their commercials. It's like it looks exactly like the commercials you've seen on Luna. Like it's just like, oh, in the ads, like, oh yeah. You go in, someone helps you. A woman with kind of a red gingham dress, like
same
brown
woman from
hair,
before.
Ponytails. Just a different woman. She's a little shorter.
The same outfit kind of thing. Yeah. Okay.
She looks more like a Martian than she does look like a belter. And she comes up to you and goes, "How can I help you?"
I have a list of things I need, including medical supplies as well as food and rations. And I guess I forward that list to her, and I just
flip
need
it to her. She pulls out a hand terminal and looks at it and goes, "Oh, this is easy. Do you want a bill? You want to pay for settle the bill now, or?"
You should be billing Culpepper.
Culpepper. She looks through her hand. Oh, they're on our vendors list. Yeah, sure, excellent, sure. Give me 10 minutes. Be right back. And she walks back out. And yeah, you see people coming and going, and everyone is dressed as if they're like a 30s era farmer.
Yeah.
Super tacky. But the one thing you do notice is that there are no men, all women in this place. Interesting. Definitely strikes you as odd. Like you even see like a manager come out one point. It's a woman. There is no men at all on this.
Yeah, if one of them like passes by while we're waiting, I might just ask him. I'll say, hey, I noticed there's no men that work here. Are y'all an all-female company? Kind of thing.
She goes, no, we just don't hire men for the front store offices.
Oh, smart girls.
She gives her a belter shrug. Goes, we do what we can.
It's sexist.
It goes off. About 10 minutes pass. She comes out. She says, the loading dock's just around the corner. Go ahead and says her name. Go pick up the pallet there. Just bring it back when you get a chance to. Good working with you.
Thank you so much.
One more thing. I have not had an app in 2 years.
Looks at you. She goes, you're a customer. She kind of reaches behind one of the counter and pulls out a green apple. Small than you remember, but green apple. And she tosses it to you, and the low G kind of like floats towards you. It's not like super low G, but it's like you're used to it. It's like Luna gravity. You catch it.
I just
yeah.
Thank you.
She nods, belter nod. You're welcome. You guys go pick up the take a bite.
Yeah.
It is
I imagine
super
two of us.
weird tasting when you take a bite of it, by the way. It is like sour, like extra sour, like beyond sour that you're used to.
Delicious.
Yeah, and I guess if there's the two pallets, I mean, we can each just pull one, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So
you guys take the pallets back to the docks. By the time you get there, you see Mark and Sledge are kind of like bringing stuff into themselves, setting things up, that kind of stuff. We'll fast forward a little bit to get through this. So as you guys are setting things up, you guys go and get your own gear. You start setting things up. After about a day and a half, pretty much all the interior is done. Go out in the EVA and check. You see the exterior. Almost the entire exterior is being swapped out. Most of them are in panels, so it's pretty easy to just pop them out and like pop it back in. And about like towards the finish, the foreman, the guy you talked to earlier, comes up to you and says, "What color do you want?"
where?
This gesture, like, whole ship outside. What do you want it? It's just kind of gray right now, so I figured you might want to put some customization into it.
Yes. Like, she's all about color, so she's like, "Can we do multiples, or is it like
whatever you want."
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Unless anybody has any opposition.
You do you, Sloan.
I'm thinking darker colors and generic. Don't go crazy.
Let's do a stripe, like let's do a dark color, like a gunmetal gray.
Okay.
Closer to black. But let's also do a stripe going throughout each room of something bright. Let's go with
Red.
teal red.
Teal and red?
Yeah.
2 stripes, teal and red, going through everything. Okay. So inside you see one, outside 2, 1 stripes.
Long ways down the whole ship.
Yeah, it's just you want to go faster stripes.
Yeah, racing stripe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, okay, go faster stripes. All right, so he puts that down. And when you guys are done, the whole ship is actually got a nice fresh coat of paint on the outside and the inside. It actually doesn't look like the broken down piece of garbage that it was when you first got it. Most of the stuff's been decently upgraded. You still see like the medical bay still has the various, like, obviously from different ships, but they look polished up. The beds are completely taken out. Every room, including the former captain's quarters, has a single bed and 2 bunk beds, except for room 3, which just has a double bed in it. It looks like a different ship in just a day and a half, because most of the sections, like I said, can be pulled off and then replaced pretty easily, except for the part that had been gashed. They had to completely like work their way out. He comes back to you later. He kind of goes, "Hey, can I get your thumbprint here?" He kind of like holds his hand terminal towards all of you and waits to see who's gonna put the thumbprint down.
If like I give it like a 2 beat, and if nobody does anything, I just reach out.
Yes, I mean Sloan would have probably just gone.
I'll let the trunk do it.
Yeah.
Who would have done
Right?
first?
So probably Sloan, just to get it over with. Just be like, "Oh yeah."
Okay.
Mm.
So she walks up, puts the thumb on it. She goes, "Thank you, Captain," and then walks out.
Oh.
You just got volunteered.
Well, I guess I know which quarters are mine now. I was planning on taking those anyway, because like I wanted my character to have a bigger bed to get laid in.
Okay. We'll retcon that you said that you wanted to keep the captain's quarters as they were. So, but that's not necessarily canon and the thing. It's just more like you were signed off as the captain.
Oh no.
On the paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's probably not gonna hold up to that. She's gonna be like, "Y'all probably know better than this about me, but I'll be moral support when we need it."
So you wait for after he leaves, you actually see Benji and this other kind of gruff looking dude. Looks like he's been through some stuff. Another tall guy, about the same height as Benji. He looks a little bit more like been replaced. Parts of his bodies have been replaced, and he's wearing he visibly has OPA tattoos on him. Like, this dude looks like he would either be like, for your inspection, Lennox, he looks like he would either be an enforcer or a soldier. Pierce, you have seen these guys all the time. He looks like he's seen combat. Like, this guy is obviously, he walks everywhere. He looks like his eyes are moving around, like he knows everybody, where everybody is around him at all given times. Mark, you also get that impression as well. Like, this guy's seen some shit kind of thing. So, but he comes up and he goes, "Hey, welcome. It looks great. It looks brand new. I didn't think this thing would get there. Who'd you hire again?"
LSDS.
Ah, Luna. Good corp. Yeah, excellent. This is my friends. This is your fifth member. His name is Jata. He kind of nods. And he's good with guns. And Jata says, kind of says him, in a different. He says more than just that. But he's kind of terse about it. Benji goes, well, he's very mysterious. Just say that. So, Koyos, you ready to go?
As will ever be.
Well, Jata, here you go. Get your stuff moved in. I have got your jobs, 2 jobs. On the way, I'll give you the details, but head to Ganymede. We're going to be going to Ganymede from here. It's a bit of a drive, but ship looks like it can handle it. You thought about a name? You want to keep the name? Change it?
I'll look at the others.
Ship.
I think we should take it back to its original name, guys. What do you think?
Only if we can get the plaque on the pool table changed.
That doesn't sound like a hard thing.
Yeah, plaque change is easy. But this was the Palor once upon a time.
What's that?
It was a UN ship.
Then maybe it wouldn't be a good idea to use it.
At the mention of the UN, Lennox just
rolls his eyes.
It's just a name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
What have you guys got?
She thinks about it. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I don't freaking know, the Enterprise or something. No, just teasing.
We'll call it the Actium.
The Actium? Okay.
Yeah.
So Pierce speaks up and goes, Actium.
It's got a nice ring to it.
You guys all agree?
Sure. No hard.
Yeah.
No strong feelings one way or another.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. He looks through his hand terminal. I'll get that name change registered with the office, but Actium's yours.
Yes.
Tips his hat a little bit and kind of says, well, pleasure doing business with you. You know my information. Call me when you need. And then that's kind of like pulls up his duffel bag and goes, which one's my bunk?
I take him
to the empty room. I think it's 1.
Yeah, so room 1.
Goes in, starts unloading the stuff, and yeah, it's up to you guys. You guys want to shove off or wait?
Are we waiting on anything else to be done here?
Nope, pretty much everything has been installed or added.
Was I able to trade the what do you call
right,
it?
you're gonna go to the art pieces. Nobody in the art galleries that you know are interested in it, but you can go to Lotus Savage and
Yeah.
Do you let us know you're going to the art places?
Yeah.
Okay. While you're out, do you want to see if you can find us some nice plaques to replace everything on the ship
Yeah, sure.
with the Actium logo?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Thank
maybe
you.
I'll even go to an art person and see if I can get them to make us custom.
Oh yeah, sure, easy. What do you want? Bronze, silver, platinum, aluminum?
Silver.
Probably get them silver because I like that better, and it goes better
Silver?
with the colors.
Okay, silver. I can tell A. Haven's giggling in the background. You get that pretty easily, and you go to Loda Salvage and Scrap to try to sell the airlock that you're going to do as well?
Yeah.
You go in, and it's an old ship that has been scrapped and turned into like a shop. It's on the docks. It's like they kind of like brought the ship in piece by piece and rebuilt it.
Oh, cool. Patchwork ship.
Yeah. And you go in there, and there's this very old man, like in his 60s, 50s. He's got glasses on. He's reading on his hand terminal, but he nods at you and kind of nods. And then a younger guy, strapping 20s, like wearing very little that he can, as little as he can.
Hell yeah!
Kind of goes, hey, how can I help you?
Yeah, and I guess at that point I probably would have taken a picture of it, and I show him the picture. I say, I have something to trade.
Looks at it and kind of looks at it and goes, hey, Dad, check it. And kind of, oh, death trap? And he's like, yes. And he looks at you and goes, the death trap?
Yes. Confirmed.
Death trap. And what do you want for it?
I'm wondering if you have any keyboards and anything else.
Is this?
No.
Or it's a keyboard.
You know, like a piano.
Oh. The son goes, oh yeah, the electric ones. Maybe. Give me 2 seconds. And he kind of walks back and looks for. Or you hear some stuff moving around, shifting around. Then he comes back out and he goes. He kind of hands you like an old style keyboard, like probably something that was made a century ago.
Go on AFK a second, be alright.
Okay. Best we got.
And then, like, do they seem like? Does that seem like I'm under? Like, I have the evaluation skills, so can I? Do I know
you
if
are
like
way under evaluating? Like a keyboard is not nearly as rare as this airlock is.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna see what else. I'm gonna ask him, like, you know, if there's anything else we can add to this trade too. Essentially, that might be helpful to a crew. You know, I'm gonna look around and see if there's anything worth also getting out of this trade.
Okay. So I mean, you can see like lots of salvage stuff, some extra replacement gear and parts. Some sorts that seem like newer than others. This place is a salvage shop, so pretty much it's secondhand. Everything you see is secondhand.
Right. I figure. Yeah. I mean, that thing's secondhand anyway.
You do see something that is put up in a very big, prominent place, and it's a piece of a engine. It says underneath it. It says Canterbury.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't need a piece of an engine, but that's interesting.
You notice, he notices you looking at it, and the older man kind of puts his glasses on and says, it's authentic. Salvager picked it up in the debris field about a year or two ago. Still had the serial marks on it. Piece of history.
Yeah, but it's not necessary to what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go more for stuff that's like useful to us.
Practical?
Like if there's any, practical things, but anything that's interesting and practical, just something a little more. And taking a piece of Canterbury seems a bit of a controversial thing anyway. I wouldn't want to deal with that.
Most of the stuff you can find in there, you've got some vac suits, replacement.
Just
something that's more interesting, more unique. The only thing that seems like it's useful and unique to you is a small readout. It's a readout that was at one point part of a Martian ship, a Martian military ship. It still has the MCRN logos on it, and if you taking a look at it, the young man kind of says, "That's it's from a salvaged destroyer during the conflicts right before Eros. Legitimate salvage, got sold it for a pretty good price. It's full military hard package, hardened against radiation, got blocks against hacking, everything you need in there."
Yeah, she'll take that in a heartbeat with whatever little pieces of equipment, like you said, the vac suits, just extra little things.
Okay.
So
you guys, you get another kind of set of vac suits, not body formed, but like regular vac suits for each crew member. So 5 vac suits. Some boxes of PTC rounds, some spare boxes of PTC rounds that you could they could find that would. And you get the console. You can bring it back. He says that's about fair trade.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the business. And then I go ahead and I have, I guess I don't know if I could bring the airlock with me, but if I did, I'd, obviously trade it off.
Okay. I mean, you can tell them
where to get it. Yeah, tell them where to come get it. So I do.
So you walk back with all this stuff on a pallet, and Mark, you instantly recognize the so it's definitely a pilot's terminal from a destroyer. You're muted.
Very nice. Where'd you pick that one up?
I made it for the trip. I got it from the, what is it? The Luna.
Loda?
No, not Luna. Loda. Yeah, Loda. I got it from Loda. I traded that airlock for all this stuff.
Nice. That's a pilot's terminal.
Did we not already have one?
Not like that, we didn't.
Well, I mean, retrofit.
I agree.
You could fix it up on the way over there. You can get someone to fix it up. It'll just take you an additional day to kind of get that thing, or like half a day to get.
But
that
it can
thing
be like an
installed
on the
properly.
way thing.
It'll be an ongoing project to kind of install it into the bridge.
Well, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I put away, store an extra vac suit for everybody, all that, put it away, get taken care of.
All right, so you guys are good to go. Anything else you guys want to do?
Make sure we have liquor.
Covered.
You just got one bottle.
Well, no, it's been a couple of days. I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah.
He probably went out and got some more liquor to stock the bottles and everything like that. So you guys all strap in to chairs. You call for clearance to leave the dock. Mark, it's granted. Granted Actium. Your flight plans have been recorded. Have a safe trip.
Thank you.
All right, take us out.
Okay, so you take it out. The docks release, clamps release, and everything goes 0G the second that clamps release and you start moving out. Like you see, if you feel some pull, but everything is going 0G as you're maneuvering out of the dock. Once you get out of the dock, you kick on the Epstein, and everything boom. You hit right back to your to the back of your seat. How fast do you want to be going? Do you want to be going 0.3, 1G, what kind of?
So we don't know exactly what our destination is at this point. So I'm
He
thinking,
told you
Ganymede.
he told you Ganymede.
yeah, but he didn't say what we're doing there or anything. So I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe a little under 1G.
Oh, so we've got belters on the ship. So like 0.3 is the standard gravity on Siri.
Yeah. They can handle harder G's, but it'd be a little bit worse.
Oh, okay. Then let's do 0.3 then.
Okay. Typical 0.3 G. Actually, a distance calculator. Varies to about 195 hours on the Epstein.
A little over a week, I think.
So I decided to roll for hotness. I rolled a 16.
Ooh, there we go.
I'm not rolling for that because I don't want to get a bad score and I'm scared.
Yeah, 8 days. About 8 days travel. 3.3. After about the first day or so, you guys get up there. 4. What was that for?
I was like, I'll roll for her.
No!
Wow.
No, I refuse.
I'm kidding. It's fine. It's fine. Ignore it.
I know, I'm just teasing you.
So you guys, after about a day or two of travel, you guys are working on installing that pilot stuff. You get a tight beam message from
Benji.
Baja.
Benji specifically. The message is just a text. It's not video or anything else.
Is it a handout?
So if you go into your journal, you'll notice this message. It reads as this: the board would like you to help Theo Dardanus, Althea Ambrose, client of ours. This is off the books and a personal favor, as the son Kai has gone missing. Kai Dardanus took off from Titan not long after his 18th birthday and disappeared. His family has been searching for him for a year now without any leads or much hope of finding him until Kai's access codes were used to log into a company system. The login was brief but traced to Ganymede. Kai is a legal adult and his family has no right to force him to do anything, but they want him back on Titan no matter what. You are authorized to retrieve him alive, no matter Kai's protests. We have little sway with the local security company, Pinkwater, who probably won't like us stepping on their toes with a kidnap job. So it's best to watch your step and be discreet. Sasa, yours, Benji. You also get another tight beam message, and that tight beam message essentially says they have another man, Earther, insurance company out of Ganymede. You need to look into his disappearance because he's disappeared as well. He's one of their clients, regular client, and he hasn't been responding to anybody. And they need to kind of look into his disappearance on the moon. So 2 things that they need you to look into. The primary is to get Kai off the ship, but if you can deal with find out where this other insurance.
Okay.
So we have to find a missing person and create a missing.
So
Fantastic.
I'd like to respond to Benji on the tight beam and say, can you send a picture of the targets?
Sure. He sends you a picture of target. The name of the other guy is Catrici. Let me make this other one. Journals, you'll see a picture that's labeled as I Dardanus.
So he's 19, okay. All right.
Kidnapping teenagers and
Got it.
Fantastic.
All right, and that's it. And with that, I think we're gonna kind of stop this, and we'll bring it back up to you guys doing this later. So thank you guys so much for playing this. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far. We're gonna get more into the meat of things when we reach Ganymede. Those kind of things.
Good. I like it.
You like meat. Now, Meyer is the other. He's playing Jata. Meyer isn't here because he's currently again at the I think it's EGX London, so he's been unavailable. But we'll be back the April 20th, I believe, is the next one.
Sounds good.
Playing a very high game on 420.
I will probably
April 20th.
that day
That's
specifically-
That's going to be a busy day for me.
I'm going to be traveling back from Annapolis that day.
Okay, so we may be able to do it another day, but we'll work it out and to make sure everything's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll negotiate. So at the earliest, it'll be April 20th. If not, it'll be either earlier or at least plan for April 20th. If not, we can be a little bit later.
Yeah.
So yeah.
27th would work for me.
27th would work for you?
I was planning to do something on the 27th.
27th.
Okay. Well, my schedule's open anytime during the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, and 13th is... I can also do next week if need be.
Fridays.
I could probably swing next week as well.
Could you do that as well as me?
I'm good either way. It's if we do that hilariously, it will mean we've gone back on cycle with my other.
Oh no!
Well, I mean, it's
but that's fine.
That means that you'd be doing every other week. You'd be doing Expanse, right? Other than
and playing in 2 games.
Yes. So we'll work it out and figure it out, but we can also try.
The other one isn't broadcast or anything.
So if you guys are watching this, again, this was a pre-recorded broadcast. You see some editing and that kind of stuff. So thank you guys for watching this. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Please, I'll leave the links in the description below to just subscribe to any of these folks. You can listen to us on SoundCloud. You can watch us live on twitch.tv. Under my channel / the Astropub or whatever / the Astropub. And you can also find, of course, Haven Kendrick, Meyer, Dr. Drones, HP Braincase, and Buster the Destroyer all on Twitch. Check them out on the regular broadcasts as well. And like I say every time, hope to see you guys again soon. But if I don't, hope to see you someday in the black. Later, guys.
See ya.